In this video, we're gonna create the AI website generator. That is, a website will generate you another website. Isn't that amazing? A website will generate another website. So we're gonna create that exactly. Here you can see, I will show you the demo so that you can understand it better. This is the website, and here you consider AI website generator, and you have to enter the prompt here in this input box, like create a portfolio website for your photographer or anything. So let's enter your prompt now. Create a personal or resume website. So that's our prompt. Just click on create website. You consider now is generating the website for us. Just give you a few minutes. It will take some time. You consider now we got the website, and the UI also looks pretty good, right? And the UI looks very modern. Isn't that amazing? Now we have a new website generated by this website. And the cool thing about this is that you can also open this in the new tab. So let me open up the website in the new tab now. You consider it also has the animation, and everything it needs for your personal resume website, right? And one more cool thing about this project is that you can also download the source code as well. And it also has the nice cards and contact details as well. Let me close that one. If you want to download this, just click on this download button, or if you want to copy code, you can just click on this copy code. So let me open up the Visual Studio now. Let's create a new file and paste the code here. Consider this is how you copy and paste the code instead of downloading that one. If you want to download this, just click on this download button now. Consider now the HTML file has been downloaded. If you want to open this, just click on open now. So you consider this the locally generated HTML file. It runs on the local host. Let's try another website now. So let's enter a new prompt now. Create a e-commerce website similar to the Amazon website. So just click on generate website now. You consider now we have a new website similar to the Amazon. You consider the UI is very similar to the Amazon.com. Isn't that amazing? You just give a prompt and we got a new website here. And if you scroll down, the only thing that this misses, you have to attach the images. That you can easily do this if you download the source code. So let's see how to build this AI website generator from scratch. And all these costs are movable also, recommended for you day of the day. So let me close this one. Let's also close. Let me minimize this. Let's create a project folder now. So let's create a project folder so that we can work on it now. Let me click on new and let's select a folder now. Let's give you a name for our folder, AI website generator. And let me open up this in the command prompt so that I can open it in Visual Studio. Here I have the Flask server running, right? Let me close this previous project Flask server. Let me minimize this. Actually, project is already done. I'm gonna show you how to build this from scratch again. So let me open up this project in Visual Studio now. So now I have the folder open in Visual Studio, right? Let's create a Python file now. Main.py is our Python file, and let's import the libraries that we need for this project. Further, let's open a command prompt now and just type the commands pip install Flask. We need the Flask for the web server. I need the Google generative AI because we're gonna use the Gemini AI here to generate the website. So these two libraries that we need, Flask and the Google generative AI, consider the command already satisfied. So let me minimize this terminal now. Let's import the libraries that we have installed now. From Flask, we're gonna import the Flask class. Let's also import the render template, and we need the repos, and we also need the response or to give the HTML content as a response. Let's also import the Google generative AI as Gen AI, and we need the OS library as well. Import OS, and we need the .env. So from the .env, we're gonna load env. So let's also install that one. So pip install .env. You consider the command already satisfied. So this .env is used to load the variables from the environment file. So now that right. So from .env we're gonna load the load.env. So let's call that function now. Here let's create a .env file now. So here in this .env what we have to do is we have to paste a Gemini API key here. So Gemini API key equal to, so we will deal with this later. But for now let's set up the base structure of the web server. Let's define our form route now. So at the rate app that route. So this is our form route. So if any user goes to the form route, so we're gonna display some content, right? So let's create a function for that. So def home, or we can say def index. So if the user goes to the form route, we're gonna simply return here, hi, this is home page. That's it. Actually, let's also define the app now. Actually, we haven't defined the app, but we have used it. So let's try to define that now. So app equal to Flask class, and inside this we have to pass the name, and we can start the Flask server now. If underscore's name is equal to the main one, so you know this, right? This code will always present in any Flask server. So if it is equal to main, then we must start the Flask server. So to start the Flask server, just call the run method and set the debug is equal to true. So that's it. Let's open up a command prompt now. So let me open up the terminal and run the Python script. Here you can see now the Flask server has been started. Let me open up this URL. You can see that here we got hi, this is front page. And instead of this text, we can also return a HTML tag as well. So h1, we can include text inside a h1 tag. So let me save this one. And if you go to the website again, and let me click on refresh now. Consider now this is bold, right? Because this is h1 tag. And similarly, we can also return a HTML file itself. So let me clear this. Instead of this, we can return the HTML file itself using this render template. So let me show you how to do that now. So return render template, and inside this, we're gonna create a file called index.html. So we're gonna create it in a minute. So let's create that file now. So to create that file, just create a new folder called templates. The folder name should be like templates only, and inside that create a new file called index.html. So I will provide the source code of this index.html file in the description. You can check that out. Let me copy and paste that here. This is the index.html. So basically in this index.html, I don't have anything that much. I have a header here, a website generator, and let me show you the demo so that I will explain the code later. Actually, this lacks the CSS file. Let's also create the CSS so that it looks nice. So to create the CSS, we need to create a folder called static. So inside the static, we need to create a on CSS file called style.css. I will also provide the CSS code in the description as well. So let me copy and paste the CSS code here. Now, if you go to the website and click on refresh, now you can see when now the CSS has been updated. Here, we don't have anything other than that we have a simple input box and we have a button. So the input box will use to color the prompt now. So let me go to the index.html file. Here you can see it is used to display the error message if there is any error message. And then we have a simple form. And inside the simple form, we just have a input box to collect the input and we have a button. That's it. And if you user click on the submit button, it will go to the generate route. And below that, we have some preloaded templates. So that's it. So this is what we have in this simple index.html file. So actually there is a method called the generate method. The user click on generate button, it will go to the generate route. So actually we have a preview template here as well. And other than this, there is nothing here. So let's create this generate route now. So let me go to the main.py file and let's try to create that route now. And before that, let's also set up the Gemini API now. So we need the Gemini API so that we can work on the generate route. Let's try to do that now. So let's configure our Gemini AI, that is the Gemini AI. So configuring the Gemini API. So to do that, we need the Gemini API key, right? To get the API key, just open up your browser and go to the website called the aistudio.google.com. Just head over to this website. And here if you click on get API keys, here on the bottom left hand side you have the option called get API key. Click on that, and here you have your option called create API key. Consider I have already have a API key. If you want to create a new one, just click on create API key and give a name for the API key and select the project. So by click on create key, it will give you the API key. I actually have already created a one, so I won't create another one. Consider in the notepad I have saved the API key here. So let me copy this API key and I'm gonna paste this inside this .env. So let me paste that here. Now we have the Gemini API key, right? We can configure our Gemini now. So let me go to the main.py file and let's configure our Gemini now. So gemini.configure. So the API key will be equal to os.getEnv, or it will be directly come from the environment variable side. So os.getEnv. The name of the environment variable is Gemini API key. So this should work. Make sure the name is correct here. So let me copy and paste the name here. So now we have configured the API key, right? Let's also configure the model now. So model equal to Gemini dot generative model. Here there are many models available, you can choose any one of them. Actually, if you want to see what are the models available, if you go to Gemini A Studio, here if you click on Chrome, consider under the playground, if you click on Gemini 3 Pro, you consider model selection. There are many models available. So if you go to the Gemini now, we consider Gemini 2.5 Pro, Gemini Flash latest, Gemini Flash Lite. The model that we're gonna choose in this video is the Gemini 2.5 Flash. So Gemini 2.5 Flash. So this is the model that we're gonna use in this video. Now let's work on the generate route now. And before that, let's define some pre-configured variables now. So generator code equal to this will be empty string, and left prompt equal to this also be empty string. So we need these two variables now. And inside this HTML file, as I tell, we need to create the generate route. Let's work on that now. So @app.route. So this will be slash generate. So the function name will be generate. We want to use the global variables, right? So global, so we're gonna use the two variables that is defined at the global level. So global, we're gonna use the two variables, generator code and the last prompt, because we want to pass the last prompt to the index.html file. I will show you what that means. So you have to get the prompt from the user, right? The user enters some prompt and we have to get that, right? So we can get that using the request. So request.get. So request that form.get. Actually, in the index.html file, we have to give a name for our input field head. Here, consider for the input field, you have to name this input field prompt. So we can easily get that value by using that input name. So if the prompt is available, then we can get it. If it is not available, then we can easily set this to empty value and we're gonna strip it, because if we have any white space, we can easily remove that one. So this is our prompt, but if the user is not enter any prompt, what we do, we will check for it. So if the prompt is not present, then we will simply return the index.html file. So we will simply return the form page with an error message saying that enter the prompt. So error message is equal to please enter and prompt. Actually, this error message will be displayed over here, over this div tag. So you get the idea, right? So now we have the prompt, right? Let's call the Gemini API now. So last prompt equal to this will be the user prompt. So last prompt equal to user prompt, and generator code will be this will be, we're gonna create this function or generate website. So we're gonna create this function, and inside this function pass the prompt. So let's create this function or generate website function. So def generate website, and this will take the prompt now. So this will take the prompt from the user, and here we need to give the prompt. Actually, I have copy and paste the prompt in my notepad. So let me copy and paste it here. So prompt will be, so let me open the notepad now. Here you consider I have the prompt here. So let me copy and paste it, and then I will explain what this prompt means. Here inside this prompt, I simply tell the Gemini API to create a complete modern responsive single page HTML file for the prompt. I have give the prompt here, and the requirements. All CSS must be in style tag, and all JavaScript must be in script tag. Use modern CSS and make it fully responsible. Include beautiful color schemes and typography. Add a smooth animation. Make it professional. Include relevant content. And written only the HTML code, nothing else. So this is our enhanced prompt. Now let's open up the try and except block now. So let me open up the try block, as well as let's open up the except block as well. So exception as C. For now, let's leave it as pass. Let's work on the try block now. So response equal to, we're gonna pass this prompt to the Gemini API now. So response equal to model dot, in the above we have defined the model, right? Model dot generate content. Here if you scroll up, you consider here we have the model, right? So model dot generate content, and inside this we can simply pass the prompt now. That's it. That is the enhanced prompt. So now we have the response, right? Then what we can do is we can get the code only. So to get the code equal to response dot text, this will give us the code only. Actually we have to do, because this code contains some valid text at the beginning, so we have to remove that one. Actually, if we return the markup code, in the markup code, if it is HTML, it will contain like this. So the will backticks HTML, so we have to remove that one. So code dot replace, we have to replace this with an empty space. So that's it. So we have to replace this with empty space. We have to replace the backticks with the empty space. Now we have done that, right? Now we have the code, right? We can simply return the code. So we can return the code now. Now let's work on the exception now. If we got any error, what we do? We will simply return that errors now. So let's use a string now. If we got any error, we're gonna simply return the base HTML structure. So let's open up the HTML tag. Let's also close the tag, and let's open up the h1 tag. Let's also close the h1 tag, and inside this we're gonna simply say error message. That's it. Whatever error message that we got from the exception, we will simply display to the user. So now we have the response, right? Now we have the code in the form of HTML. Then what we can do is we have set this to generative code as well. Then what we can do is we can simply pass the generated code to the new website, that is the result.html. So return render template, we're gonna render a new template called the result.html. So let's create this file in a minute, and we're gonna pass the last prompt equal to this will be our prompt. So we're gonna access the generated code by using a route only. So we are not passing the generated code directly to this HTML. I will show you how to access this code in a bit. So prompt equal to this will be our last account. Let's create this result.html file now. Actually, I will provide the source code in the GitHub so that you can check this out. So I will copy and paste the result.html code. So let me copy this one and paste it here. So this is the result.html code. Actually, inside this we have the header as well, and below that we have two things: a download button as well as the preview button, and we are calling the copy code a function. So we have two rows, preview and download route. So let's try to create these two rows, and below that we have some container to display the preview code. And if you scroll down the console, I have a function called the copy code function. This function will access the get code route. So we'll have to create these three routes: preview route, download route, and get code route. Let's try to create these three routes. First, let's create the preview route now. So let's define that route now. So app.route, this will be preview route. And if the user cost is route, then we gonna simply return the HTML content. That's it. That is, we gonna simply return the generated code. That's it. Now let's work on the download route now. This is for the preview route, right? Let's also work on the download route. Here, this is for the previewing the HTML code. Let's also work on the download now. So let me copy this and paste it here. This is for download. Let me change the route to download. And for the download, what we will do is, instead of returning the HTML content, we're going to return the HTML content in the form of file. That's why we have imported this library called response. We're going to return the response in the form of HTML file. Let's try to do that now. So instead of returning this HTML code, we're going to return the response, and the response will contain the generated code. Let's set the content type, that is the main type, is equal to text of HTML, and headers equal to, let's set the headers now. Content disposition is equal to, this will be attachment, and the file name will be, you can give any file name now. So the file name will be generated website.html. Generated website.html is our file name when we click on the download button. So now we have worked on these two functions, right? Preview route and the download route. Let's also work create this get code route. So let's also do that now. So let me go to the main.py file, and so @app.route, and let's also work on that one, /get -code, and we can give a name for our function now. So def get code, and inside this we will return the content in the form of text. This function is used to copy and paste the code. Actually, let me return generated code, and the status will be 200, and the content type will be text of line. I think we have created all the rows required for this project, and that's it. Let's start the Flask server now. So let me start the Flask server here. Actually, we got a error, right? Existing endpoint function preview. Here the function name is repeater. So the download route, the function name should be download. Let me change this to download now. Let me start the Flask server one more time. So python main.py. Here you can see now the Flask server has been started. Let me open up this route. And here you can see this is it. Now we have created our website, right? And this runs on the local host port 5000. Let's enter a prompt now. So generate a personal blog website. So just click on generate website. I think we got an error, right? Method not allowed. Actually, we have to allow the method, post the method. So let's try to do that now. Here for the generate route, we have to allow the post method. How to do that? We can easily do that by accepting the post method. So method equal to, so we're gonna accept the post method. That's it. Let's start the Flask server one more time. I will provide the source code in the description. You can check that out. So let me start the Flask server one more time. Let's enter a prompt now. For the prompt, again I'm gonna enter the generate the personal blog website. So just click on generate website this time. You consider this time it is generating. So just give it a few minutes if it like some time to generate the HTML content. You consider now we have the personal website, right? And the content also looks very fine. Let me open this in new tab. You consider, isn't the website amazing? It is in preview mode now. So yeah, this website looks very good. If you click on download button, you can say it is starts downloading. And if you want to copy the code, you can just click on this copy code. So let me open up the notepad, and if you paste it here, you can say this is the HTML code. All this code is generated by the Gemini API. And let's try the another one, right? Actually, why we pass prompt to the index.html file is that we want to display like this. Generate a personal blog website. This is the text that we enter, right? So this is our prompt. So here we have a pre-template saved. If you want to click on the pre-templates, you can also click on that one. Let's enter another prompt like create a portfolio website for a YouTube channel. So just click on create website now. Consider now we have the website for the YouTube channel as well, blog post. So let me open this in new tab. You consider this is the website that is generated for that prompt. Isn't that amazing? Now you can easily generate your website by using another website. That is, your website will generate another website. So if you like this video, please subscribe to this channel so that you can get more videos like this. So this is for this video, and I will continue in the next one. In this video, we're gonna see how to clone your own voice using Python. Now you don't need the 11 Labs anymore. You can build your own cloned voice by following this tutorial. Since the 11 Labs has changed its feature to paid model, you can clone your voice only if you subscribe to his paid plans, that is the 11 Labs Pro version. But by watching this tutorial, you can clone your own voice for free. Not only your voice, you can clone anyone's voice by just providing the sample 5 to 10 minute audio of theirs. So this is the cloned voice that I have generated for myself. Let me play the audio file for you.
Hello, this is my cloned version of my voice.
You can see that it is accurately, not accurately, but 80 to 90% clone my voice. So this is the project that we're gonna do in this video. So let's get started. So in this video, I'm gonna use the Google Colab. So if you are having the NVIDIA graphics card or the any other GPU, then you can do the coding in your own Visual Studio Code or any other ideally. But since I'm only having the CPU, I'm gonna use the Google Colab. If you are having the GPU, you can do this on your Visual Studio one lab. But I'm gonna do this on the Google Colab. So let me go to the browser and type Google Colab. You can see that I have opened the Google Colab. So let me click on this new notebook. This will create a new notebook for us. To consider now we have successfully created a new notebook. To clone anyone's voice, including yourself, you will have to provide at least 5 to 10 minutes sample audio. You can see that I have a sample audio here. So let me open this folder. Inside this folder, I have a sample audio. Let me play this sample audio file for you. Make sure the audio file is in the WAV format. So if you are having the audio in the MP3 or MA4, make sure you convert the audio file to the MP3 to the WAV format. We're going to use the WAV audio format only. So make sure you do that. I will provide a link how you can convert the MP3 to the WAV format. Link in the description. You can check that out. That is a online converter. You can check this link in the description. So let me play this sample audio file for you. Account to AdSense or websites. Here you can see after you can see that this is the sample audio. Let me close this. So we're gonna upload these sample audios to this Google Colab. But since if you click on this file icon on the left hand side, you can see that just wait for a few seconds. You can see that it is connecting to the remote server. You can see that in the sample data, we don't have the sample audio. You can see that we have an option called the mount drive. We can mount our Google Drive and we can get the files. So the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna upload our sample file to the Google Drive. Then we're gonna get the audio file from the Google Drive in this Google Colab. So consider we have an option called the mount drive. So we're gonna use this option. So we're gonna upload our sample file to the Google Drive first. So we're gonna go to the Google Drive and upload our sample audio. So let me click on this Google Drive. So let's create a new folder now. Inside this folder, we're gonna put our audio file. That is the sample audio file. So the folder name will be a voice clone tutorial. So this is the folder name. Let me click on create. You can see that now the folder has been successfully created. Let me go inside this folder. Just double click on that folder. It will go inside that folder. So inside this folder, just click on new again and select file upload. So inside this folder, we're gonna upload our audio file. Make sure that the audio file is in the WAV format. Before you proceed the tutorial here, make sure you convert your audio, that is, if it is in the MP3 format, make sure you use the online converter to convert the audio files into the WAV format. So let me upload the audio file, that is the sample audio file, into this. Consider it is uploading. Just give you a few minutes. Now we have successfully uploaded our audio file to this Google Drive folder called the voice clone tutorial. You can see that now we have successfully uploaded. If you go to the Google Colab, you can see an option called the mount drive. Just click on that and just click on connect to Google Drive. It will ask a new pop-up. Just select your account. So let me select the account. You can see that in the below you have a pop-up like mounting Google Drive. Just give you a few minutes. Now you can see that the Google Drive has been successfully mounted into your Google Colab. You can see option called drive. Just click on that and you say that we have a option called my drive. Select that. Just double click the S pointer. You can see that we have a folder called a voice clone tutorial. This is the same folder that we have created earlier. Inside this folder we have the audio file. So now we have the audio file in the Google Colab. We can start proceeding further. That is, we can start proceeding to clone our own voice. So before we proceed, we have to change one thing. So just click on runtime, select the change the runtime type. So make sure you select the GPU. So just click on OK now. We're going to use the GPU provided by the Google Colab now. That's why we have selected the Google Colab. We don't have the GPU in our system, right? So we're going to use the GPU provided by the Google Colab. So just click on OK and click on save now. You consider it is selected the GPU and the runtime will be Python. So just wait for a few seconds. It is connecting to the runtime. Now again click on mount drive and click on connect to Google Drive. So let's also change this file name to voice clone. You can see that now our Google Drive has been successfully mounted. Now we can start building our voice. So we'll have to install a library called the TTS. So what is this type? Pip install TTS. So make sure you put the exclamation mark before the pip. Consider the Cocky, which is the founding company that built the Cocky TTS. So we're gonna use the Cocky TTS to clone our own voice. So consider this is the documentation of the Cocky AI. So I will provide the link of this website in the description also. You can refer that. So they have released several models to clone your own voice using just providing some sample of 5 to 10 minutes. So we're gonna use this library. So we'll have to install the library. That's why we have used a command like pip install TTS. So let me go to the Google Colab and let's click on this play icon to install the Cocky TTS, or you can simply say the TTS. You can see that it starts downloading the TTS for us. Here it is downloading the NVIDIA Kublas. That's why we have selected the Google Colab. It requires huge amount of internet connection and the GPU power. So we don't have the enough GPU. So we're gonna use the GPU provided by the Google Colab. Consider now the TTS has been installed successfully, but we get a small error like we need the Pandas version at least greater than 2.2. So currently we are having a Pandas version 1.5.3. So we'll have to upgrade our Pandas version before we proceed ahead. To upgrade our pandas version, just type pip install pandas -upgrade, pip install -upgrade pandas, and we're gonna select the version 2.2.2. That is the triple true. So we'll have to have your pandas version greater than, at least greater than this version. So just click on this play icon now. It will upgrade our pandas version to the latest version. You can see that it is uninstalling the old version and it will reinstall the latest version. Now the successfully pandas version has been upgraded. Consider successfully install pandas 2.2.2. So let's try to a new code cell now. Let's import our TTS that we have installed now. From TTS.api, we're gonna import the TTS class. So let's execute these cells. Just click on the play icon. So let me create a new code block. Now we have successfully imported the TTS library. We can start processing our voice cloning. First, we're gonna load the model. There are several models provided by the TTS, but we're gonna use the your TTS model in this video. So TTS equal to TTS. Inside this, we're gonna provide the model name. So model name will be TTS hyphen model slash, and inside this we have a multilingual, and inside this multilingual we're gonna select the multi-data set. Inside this multi-data set, we have a model called the UOTTS. So we're gonna use the UOTTS to clone our own voice. Now we have the load the model, right? We can start cloning our voice. To do that, just call the function TTS to file. So inside this function, we have to pass several parameters. The first parameter is the text you want to convert. In this case, you can pass any text to generate the clone voice for yourself. In this case, I'm gonna just type text equal to hello, this is my cloned version of my voice. And after the text, we have to provide the speaker file. So here you have to provide the sample audio, which is at least you have to provide 5 to 10 minutes. Since we have already uploaded our sample file on the Google Drive and we have successfully mounted the Google Drive into the Google Colab, you have an option called the drive on the left hand side. Just double click to expander and inside it select the my drive, and inside the my drive we have a folder called the voice clone tutorial. Just expand this voice clone tutorial, and if you consider here we have the audio file. Just click on the three icons and select copy path, and let's paste the path here. So now we have provided the sample audio file. Next we need to provide the language for the audio. In this case it will be English. Next we need to give you output name for your file. I'm gonna put the output in the same folder as the voice clone tutorial. Let me copy the voice clone folder path and let's paste the folder path here. Inside this folder path, give you a name for your output file. In this case, I'm gonna type output.wake. So that's it. You just have to call this function called the TTS2 file, and you have to pass 4 parameters: text and the sample audio, and select your language and provide your output path. And finally, we can print a confirmation message like voice cloning successfully done. Let's try to run this. Just click on the play icon now. It will so we get a error like, so there is no model. So this will be not model equal to, this will be model name equal to. Let me change this to model name and let's try to run this one more time. You can see that it starts downloading your TTS models. You consider the size of this is the 425 MB. So this is why I have mentioned in the start of the video, you have to have GPU so that you can run this faster. It is generating the cloned voice for ourselves. Just give you a few minutes. You can see that now it is successfully clone our voice. Successful execution. You can see that a new file has been generated successful on the voice clone folder that we have created. So just double click on the new file, that is the output.wave, and click on download to play the audio. So let me play this cloned voice
Hello,
myself.
this is my clone
let's
version of
click
my
on
voice.
open file. You consider this is the cloned voice of myself. You don't need any API of 11 Labs. You don't need any AI tools. You can build your own voice cloning using this just Python library called TTS. Not only you can clone your own voice, you can clone anyone's voice by just providing a sample 5 to 10 minutes audio. So let's try to clone something else. So let me change this text to, I'm gonna add a few different texts. Hello, this is my cloned version of my voice. Can you able to find the difference between the cloned voice and the original voice? Let's try to run this one more time. Now the file has been successfully executed. So let me download this output file. Let's click on download. Let me play the output file that we have generated now. So let me play this file for you.
Hello, this is my cloned version of my voice. Can you able to find any difference the cloned one and the original one?
Consider this is the sample version of myself. Using TTS, not only you can clone your voice, but you can also generate the text to speech also. So there are several models available in the TTS that you can use to create a realistic text to speech. So let me show you how you can do that now. So let me close this and let's do that. How to create a text to speech now. For this, we're gonna change the model now. So let me change this model too. So this will be TTS models. Inside is English, and inside this we have a model called the LJ speech, and inside this we have the it's VITS. Let me change the file path to intro that way. And let's also change the text variable too. So let me remove this. Hello, in this video we're gonna see your own voice using Python and an alternative to the 11 labs. So let's try to create a text to speech now. Let's try to create a audio file for this text. So let's try to run this one more time. Consider it starts downloading the which model for us. Here we get a small error. Let me scroll down. So we get a error like no eSpeak backend found. So install eSpeak. So we'll have to install a package called eSpeak. So let's try to download the package now. Just create a new code cell. So just type exclamation apt get install eSpeak. Let's click on display icon now. This will install eSpeak for us in this Google Colab. Since this is a Linux machine, it will install the package using the Linux commands. Now the eSpeak library has been successfully installed. So let me restart this current session. Before that, let's try to run this to see if it is updated or not. So this is not updated. So let me restart the current session now. For that, just click on runtime and select restart session and click on yes. This will restart the session for us. So let's try to run all the codes from the beginning. So let's try to install the panels for us first. Now the panels has been installed successfully. So let me scroll up and install the TTS library. Now the TTS library also installed successfully. Now we can able to create a text to speech now. Let's try to run this code one more time. Before that, let's also make sure we install eSpeak also. eSpeak also installed successfully. Let's try to run this code block now to make sure we don't get any error. So we get a error like TTS is not defined. So we'll have to run the input statement, right? So let's try to click on the run icon now. Now let's click on this cell. So we get another error like model is not multilingual but language is provided. Since this is a text to speech, right, we don't have to provide the language parameter and the sample audio. We can remove the two arguments from this function. Let me remove these two arguments from this function and let's try to run this one more time. You consider it starts creating an audio file for us for the text that we have provided. Consider successful execution. So in this video, we have covered how to create your own cloned voice using this Python TTS. Using this technique, you don't have to rely on the level labs anymore or its API. You can create your own cloned voice using the Python library and you can do this for free. So this is for this video and I will continue in the next one. In this video, we're gonna see how to create PowerPoint slides using AI with the help of Python, and we're gonna build this website using the Python only. And for this, we're gonna take the Flask application. And let me show you the demo so that you will understand what we're gonna build in this video. Consider this is the website that we're gonna create in this video, AI PowerPoint generator. That too, we're gonna build everything from scratch. We're not gonna take any paid APIs. We're gonna use free APIs only. Consider it will take the topic from the user, and we have to enter the topic. And based on the topic, this code will generate the PowerPoint for you automatically. You don't have to do anything. So consider, for example, I'm gonna type create PowerPoint slides on LLM, and it will take some time. Once it create the PowerPoint for you, consider it will be automatically store in your project folder. Let me open up the presentation that it has generated. You consider this is the slide that it has generated, and once the LLM has generated the code for you. Consider here we have the presentation in the project folder. Let me open up the PPT now. You consider this is the PPT generated by the our website, that the website that we created, right? What you can do is you can apply the design now. Let me go to the design and you can change the design. And once you change the design, you will see, you consider the look is also pretty good. The PPT slice is pretty good. And if you go bottom now, you consider here we have the bullet points, what are large language models and core capabilities of LLMs, simplified architecture and training. It gives the bullets as well as the sub bullets, and it gives the diverse application and challenges. Consider the PPT is pretty good, right? So this is what we're gonna create in this video, a PowerPoint generator using Python. So let's get started. For this, what we can do is let's create a new project folder now. Let me click on open folder, and in the desktop, I'm gonna create a new folder now. In the desktop, I'm gonna create a new project folder called the PowerPoint PPT. So this is our new project folder, and inside this project folder, I'm gonna work on. And let me open up this project folder in the Visual Studio Code. And first, let's create a Python file now, main.py file. So this is our Python file that we're gonna work on. And before we continue here, let's install all the required dependencies that we need for this project. For that, let's open up your command prompt now. So let me open up the command prompt, and we just need the Google Generative AI. So just type pip install Google Generative AI. Using this Google Generative AI, we can interact with the Gemini. So Gemini is the one who will create the presentation for us. So I will tell you how we're gonna create the presentation. So consider requirement already satisfied. And let me minimize this. Let's import the libraries that we need now. We need the Google Generative AI. So import google.generative AI as Gen AI. Import google.generative AI as Gen AI. Then we need the sub process. I will tell you why this sub process is used. Then we need the regular expression, that is the regress. And what we're gonna do is let's create a Python function. So before that, let's configure our GenAI now. So GenAI.configure. Here we have to pass the API key. To pass the API key, just head over to the aistudio.google.com, and we need the API key. For this, we have used the Gemini now, and just click on this get API key. And if you scroll down, you consider I have already created 3 API keys. And if you want to create a new API key, what you can do is just click on this create API key button. It will ask you to select the project. So select Gemini API, and if you click on this create API key, it will give you the API key. I have already created the API key. Consider here I have the API key. So don't worry, I will delete this API key after this video ends. Consider now we have configured the Gemini AI, right? Then what we can do is we can create a function. Basically, how we're gonna implement this a PowerPoint generator is that we're gonna use a library called Python PPTX. So what this PPTX does is, using this Python PPTX, we can create the PowerPoint slides, PowerPoint using this library. So let me show you this Python PPTX. If you go Google now and type Python PPTX, you consider there is a library called the Python PPTX. So using this library, you can actually create a presentation. So I have already made a video about it. You consider this the video, how to create PowerPoint presentations using Python. So using this library, you can create the PowerPoint presentations. This is what we're gonna do. So we're gonna ask the Gemini to create this code for us. We don't have to write the code, and we also need to install this. Open up your command prompt one more time and type pip install Python PPTX. The Gemini will write the code for us, and once we got the code, we have to somehow run that code to create the PPT. That's why we have imported the sub process. So first, let's go step by step. Let's create a function to write the code, that is the Python PPTX code. So let's create a function that will take code, that is the topic, as an argument. So generate PPT is our function, and this will take the topic, and we have to choose the model. So model equal to GenAI dot generation model, and inside this we need to pass the model name. To get the model in, again if we go to the AI Studio now, let me go to the AI Studio, that is the Gemini AI Studio, and if you click on Studio, so click on the Studio now, and you consider here you have many models, so we have to choose any one of these models. So the model that we're gonna use in this video is the Gemini hyphen 2.5 Flash. So there's a older version called a 1.5 Flash, and what we can do is we can use the 2.5 Flash. This is the upgraded version of this Gemini 1.5 Flash model. Now we have the model, right? Then we need to provide the prompt, and I have already taken a prompt and noted in my notepad. So we consider this the prompt that we're gonna pass it to the Gemini. So let me copy this and paste the prompt here. Let me explain the prompt now. You consider write Python code using the PPTX library, Python PPTX library. As I mentioned earlier, you consider create a professional PowerPoint presentation on the topic that we provide. So the first slide will be title and subtitle, and we need at least 5 slides. If you want to increase this number, you can also increase this, and currently I have set this to 5, and you consider each slide should have great title and bullet points. So this is the prompt that we're gonna pass it to the Gen AI now, and once we have the prompt, right, we can get the response. So response equal to model dot generate content, model dot generate content, and inside this we just have to pass the prompt only. So inside this function just pass the prompt, and that's it, and we can simply return response dot text. So this will give us the PPTX code, Python PPTX code. So let me call this function directly, and before that let's create a variable to store the topic. So topic equal to, let me run this to show what it the return text will look like. So topic equal to, and for the topic what I'm going to give is create a PowerPoint presentation on LLM, and I'm going to directly call this function now. So this function will return something, so I'm going to return the text. So inside this print function I'm going to call the function generate PPTX code, and inside this I'm going to pass the topic, and let's try to run this now. So we're going to go by step. Let's see what we got now. So this should return as the Python PPTX code. Let's see if we got the code, and once we got the code we have to pre-process it. You consider here we got the Python code for us. So using this Python code we can create a PowerPoint presentation. So what we can do is, let me copy this Python code that is generated here. Let me copy this code now, so let me copy this code and I'm gonna paste it in a new Python file. So let me create a new Python file. So we are not gonna do this manually. So for showing only, I'm going to open a new Python file and paste it here. So instead of pasting notepad, I'm gonna paste it in the Visual Studio itself. You consider, so let me analyze the code now. You consider if you go top now, you consider it will use the Python PPTX library. From PPTX import the presentation, and the problem with this, you consider it written as this Python triple backticks, and we have the Python. We have to somehow remove this. So that's why we have used the regex regular expression. And once we remove that, and what we can do is we can put inside a file and run it. This is what we're gonna do now. So let me close this. So now we have the code, right? Then what we can do is we have to first remove that triple backticks and Python. And for that, have a copy and paste a simple function that will remove that. That is, it will use the regular expression. And let me open up my notepad to do that. So about this topic, what we're gonna do is, I have a function now. We consider at the top we have triple backticks and we have some Python. We have to remove this, then only we can run this. So to remove this using Python function, you consider I have created this Python function. Basically what this function is that it will use the regular expression to find triple backticks. Whatever after the triple backticks, it will remove that line only. So this function will take the code, and whatever after the triple backticks, you consider after the triple backticks, it will remove those line. If we find any triple backticks, it will remove that line. So let me close it. Now we have this function, right? Then what we can do is, so once we have removed this triple backticks, then what we can do is we can use the sub process. We have to put the code inside a file and run that file. To do that, let's create another function that will do the job for us. So this function name will be write Python code. So this will take the code as usual, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna give a name for our Python file. So we're gonna basically put the code generated by the Gen AI inside this Python file. So this file will be automatically generated. So instead of creating a variable, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna accept it as a keyword argument. So let me cut this, and I'm gonna accept it as a keyword argument. So I'm going to cut this and paste it here. I'm going to cut this and paste it here. Now this will be keyword argument. Now even if the user pass specific file name, that will accept us. So let's open that file now. So with open, I'm going to open this file as write mode, and let's also pass the encoding. So the encoding will be UTF-8, and let's open this file as file. Let's open this file as file, and basically I'm going to write the code to this file. So whatever code that we got from the Gemini, I'm going to push it to this file. So once we have the file, right, that is the Python file, we can run it. Subprocess.run. So how you normally run using the command prompt, you pass the Python and the file name, that's it. So subprocess.run, this will run the Python file for us. So if you run the Python file, it will create the PowerPoint presentation automatically. So that's it. Now we have to change this little bit. First we have to get the code right. So code equal to, we have to call the generate pptx code function. So generate pptx code, and inside this we have to pass the topic. So now we got the code right, then we have to pre-process it. So again code equal to clean code. So clean code equal to, and what we can do is, so this will be clean code, and inside this pass the code that we got from the Gemini, and this function will take the topic. Now we got the clean code right. We can simply print out the clean code to see what the Gemini has written as. This is just for the user to debug. So I'm gonna use a print function to display the code generated by the Gemini, and simply I'm gonna call the run Python code function, and this function again will take the clean code. So that's it. If you run this script now, consider currently I don't have any ppt file. If you run this and you consider on the left hand side I don't have any pptx file, and after you run this, so watch closely, a new pptx file will be generated. Consider it immediately gave us, I think it take only around 30 seconds, and consider this is the pptx code to generate the PowerPoint. And if you scroll down, and it has successfully created the PowerPoint slide for you. Consider here we have the ppt file, and let me go to the project directory. So inside the desktop we have this folder, and consider here we have the ppt. So let me open up this ppt now, and consider here we have the ppt, and if you want to style this, just go to the design now. Go to design, and you can select any design template now. You consider now the ppt is good, right? And you consider what are large language model, and we have bullet points for that, and you consider here we have sub bullets also, simplified architecture and training, diverse application across industries, challenges, and the future of LLM. And you consider, isn't this amazing? We can create the PowerPoint slides using Python and the AI. And if you like this video, feel free to subscribe to this channel so that you will get more videos like this. And if you want to convert this as a website, then what you can do is I have already created that, and you can get it directly from my GitHub page. So to get the code, just go to my GitHub page now, github.com/kumaresankp. If you go to my profile, now, if you go to repository, and you consider this is the repository AI PowerPoint generator, and you can clone this and run the website for us. It will automatically start the Flask server for you, and you can get the website that I show you in the beginning of this video. So yeah, this is for this video. If you like this video, then subscribe to this channel, and I will continue in the next one. In this video, we're going to see how to create a AI resume analyzer using Python, where you upload the resume and get the suggestions based on the job description. So first, let me give you the quick demo of what we're going to build so that you can get a better understanding. Here you can see this is the interface, and here we have the upload option. So here you have to upload the resume. So just click on this button to upload the resume, and let me select the resume. So first let me give the quick introduction about my resume. So here I have the resume, and let me show you the resume now. You consider this is the resume, and in the resume have some projects related to Flask and Django. Consider Intel IQ, online IDE, remove background, and have some experience and technical skills. And for the job description, I have noted some job description in my notepad. So let me copy and paste the job description here. So let me copy this job description and paste it here. And once you have applied the job description, just click on this analyze resume. So this will analyze the resume against the job description. You consider once it is analyzed, you consider it will give the matched score. Missing skills, you consider PostgreSQL, MySQL, these are the skills from the resume. And if you scroll down, you consider it will also give you the suggestions like quantify achievements. It instead of just stating develop a learning management system, you get the idea, right? It will give you the suggestions, and below that you will also get a summary of what you got the resume and what is the job description they require. So let us see how to create this AI resume analyzer using Python. Let's get started. So here I have opened the Python script here. So let's import all the libraries and let's also copy and paste the resume into our working directory. Here you can see, as I said, this is the resume that I'm going to use in this video. So let's copy and paste the resume into our working directory. So in this resume, I have some sample projects as well as the technical skills. So let's copy and paste the resume into our working directory. Here I have copied the resume and let me paste this into the resource level. Consider I have the resume here. So using this resume that we're going to work on. So let's install all the libraries. So for that, let's open up your command prompt and type pip install Google Generative AI. So using this, we're going to analyze our resume with the job description. So we need the Google Generative AI and we also need the primary PDF. So which is used to extract the text from the PDF, and we need the .env to store the environment variables. You consider requirement already satisfied and let's close that now. So let's import the libraries that we need. So we need the fish, that is the primary PDF, and we also need the, so let me give you a command so that you can understand it. This is primary PDF and we also need the Google Generative AI. So import Google.generative AI as Gen AI, and we also need the OS library. And finally, we're gonna import the load.env. So from .env, we're gonna import the load.env. And first, let's define the function to get the text from the resume. Here we have the our resume in the PDF format, right? We need to extract the text from that resume. Consider this is the resume, and we need to extract all the text from this resume. So for this, we're gonna write a function. So def. So let's give a name for our function. In this case, extract text from PDF. So this is our function name, and this will take a argument called the PDF file where the PDF is located, that is the PDF path. So inside that document equal to, we're gonna open it now. So fish.open and we're gonna pass the PDF path. So now we have the document, right? We can create a empty string. So text equal to empty string, this will be empty string, and we're gonna loop to all the pages. So for page in doc, we're gonna go through all the pages if they have multiple pages. So text, and we're gonna append the all the contents that is present in the individual pages into the string variable. So this will give us the text and we're gonna append it to the text variable. And finally, we're gonna return the text to the caller function. So that's it. So that function will give us the text from the PDF. So let's define a PDF path now. Since both my Python file and the resume are located in the same place, I will give relative path only, that is the PDF name only. So now we have the path, right? Let's call the function. So extract text from resume, I'm gonna pass the PDF path. So let's save this now and I'm gonna run this. So this will take a couple of seconds. Once it is extracted, it will print all the text from the resume. Consider this is the text that is present on the resume. And here we have the experience as well as the personal projects, and we have all the things that we have in the resume. So now we got the text, right? Then what we're gonna do is we're gonna compare this text with the job description. How we gonna compare it? So that's where the Gemini API comes into the picture. So we're gonna use the Google Generative AI. So let's create a new file now. The file name will be analyze PDF. So using this file, we're gonna analyze the text that we have extracted now with the job description that you're gonna pass. So inside this new file, what I'm gonna do is so before that, let's import the library that we have installed now. So import Google Generative AI as Gen AI. So now we have the Gen AI, right? We have to configure it. So Gen AI.configure API key equal to, we have to get the API key. So let's also create a environment variable to store the API key. So Gemini API key equal to, so here I'm gonna store the API key. So to get the API key, just head over to the browser and in the search bar, just type aistudio.google.com. So just head over to this website. So this is the website where you can get the API key for the Gemini models, and just click on create API key and select your project, in this case Gemini API, and click on create generate API key, and this will give you the API key. So just copy this API key and paste it in the environment variable. So don't worry, I will delete this API key after this video. So here we have the environment variable, right? So now we have the .env, right? So let me copy this and paste it here. So here we need the load.env. So let's call that function load.env. So this will load all the environment variables into this current Python file. So API key equal to OS dot. So we also need the OS. So from the main file, so import OS. So OS dot get environment variable, and the environment variable name is Gemini API key. So that's it. This will give us the API key, and we're gonna pass the API key to this Gen AI. So Gen AI.configure API key equal to, this will be our API key. So now we have configured our API key, right? Then what we have to do is we have to set up some configurations. that the Gemini needs so that it will give us the response. So configuration equal to, so let me close this. So the first configuration that we're gonna set in here is the, so top K. So make sure we type all the values as I am typing. So that is the temperature. So the temperature that I'm gonna set is 2, or you can give as 1, and top K. So either you can give top K as well as the top P. So top P equal to 0.95 and top K this will be 40, and finally max output token. So what is the maximum limit that you can get? So max output tokens, this will be 8192. This is the maximum output tokens, and the application type, that is the response type, is of application of plain text. So response main type, so this will be application of plain text. So that is plain slash text. That's it. So now we have the configuration, right? Then we can create the model. So model equal to, so here Gemini dot model generative model. So inside this generative model we have to select the model name. There are many models available out there, right? So we have to select any one of the model. So model name equal to, so to get the model name, what you can do is just go to the A Studio one more time, and if you go to the home page now, here you can select, here we have all the models here. You can select Gemini 2.5 Pro, Gemini 2.5 Flash. The one that we're gonna use in this video is the Gemini 1.5 Flash. So this is the model that we're gonna use in this video. You can use other model as well. So I have choose this models, Gemini 1.5 Flash. So generation config equal to, this will be our configuration. So that's it. Now we have the model, right? So I'm gonna create a function now. So for def analyze PDF. So to this function we're gonna pass the job description as well as the resume content. So analyze resume Gemini, this is our function name. So this will take the resume content as well as the job description. So we have to pass the both these things to this function, and we need to pass the prompt. So I have copy and paste the prompt in my notepad. So let me copy now. So consider this the prompt that I have already saved. Let me copy now, and once I have pasted, I will explain what this means. So just paste it here. So if you look at this prompt closely, consider you are a professional resume analyzer. So let me change this text to resume content, and you consider you are a professional resume analyzer, and we have provided our resume content or also the job description, and we gave you a sample task like analyze the resume against the job description and give you a score of 100, highlight missing skills as well as the improvements. So blah blah blah, that's it. You have to give the prompt. So this is our prompt, and finally we can get the response. So response equal to, this will be model dot generate content, inside is just pass the prompt, and finally we can just return the response dot text. So return response dot text. So that's it. Now we have done work on the analyze PDF file. So what we can do is just save this and go to the main file, and so actually we don't need this. So from the analyze PDF we're gonna import the function that we have created now. So from analyze PDF we're gonna import the analyze. Here you can see here the here we have the function analyze resume Gemini. So once we have the uh, PDF content, so you consider this the PDF path, and let's call that function now. Before that, let's give the job description as well. So we need the job description, and here I have the job description. Let me copy and paste it here. You can give any job description. So for this video I have taken the sample job description. You can take any job description. So let me copy and paste the job description here. This is our job description, and now we have the job description, like let's also get the resume content, and we can pass the job description as well as the resume content to this function analyze resume Gemini. So resume content, so we have to get the resume content, right? So resume content equal to, so we're gonna use the PDF that function that we have defined above, right? You can see the in the above we have defined the extract text from resume. So just pass the PDF part, and this will give you the resume content, and we're gonna pass the resume content to this analyze Gemini, and we also pass the job description. So this will give us the text now. So result equal to, and we can simply print the result. So print result, or we can give you a message like resume analysis, then we can print the result. So I have printed a sample message like resume analysis. So let's try to run this file now. So let me clear this, and I'm gonna run this Python script now. So make sure you save it. So this will take a couple of seconds. Just give it a few minutes. You consider now we got the response, right? So let me scroll up. We considered it gave you a match score of 85 out of 100, and the missing skills are PostgreSQL, MySQL. The resume mentions extensive use of Python frameworks like Django and Flask. If you go to the resume now, you consider in the resume also have mentioned only the Flask and Django projects. So this LLM is built using the Django. So this is what they are saying, missing skills. And since this is a Markdown, right? So let me copy and paste it to the online Markdown compiler. Let me go to the Markdown compiler now. So Markdown compiler, let's go to this website, online Markdown editor, and paste it here so that you can see better view of what the Gemini gives us. You consider now we got the better view. So missing skills include PostgreSQL, MySQL, AWS, REST API. So this compares against the job description. You consider in the description we ask for the Flask, Django, REST API, AWS, and we also give the suggestions. You can read out the suggestions and improve the resume based on the suggestions. You consider quantify accomplishment, highlight REST API endpoints, refine resume formatting, blah blah blah, like that. And we can also give the summary. So now we have the backend, right? You can also build the front end also. You consider here in this summary. So let us see how to build the front end also. So this is our backend. So before that, we can try this job description on front end also. So I will cover the UI on after this. So we are hiring a front end developer. So this is our latest job description. So let's try to run this to see what we got for this job description. You can see for this job description we got a score of 65, and the missing skills include there are pretty much React.js lag, and there are UI and UX lags. So let me copy this and go to the online Markdown editor. So instead of this, I'm gonna paste it here. So we are lacking the front end frameworks, that is the React.js and deployment experience, and it also give the suggestions that you can read on. So if you want to build the UI for this, just head over to the ChatGPT, and what you can do is, so copy the code that is present on the main file. So just copy all of these and go to the ChatGPT and paste it here, and just give you a prompt like create the Flask application for this application here. So create the Flask application for this Python code. So it will give you the Flask application. So while that is generating, let's create the folder structure that we need for this Flask. And we need the folder called it template. So inside these templates, we need the index.html file. So make sure you create it. And let's go to the ChatGPT now. So it consider it give us the Flask code. So and it also give the index.html code. So let me copy the Flask code, and instead of this main file, and I'm gonna copy and paste it here. So this is our Flask application. So let's save this, and we also need the index.html code. So below that we have the index.html code. So copy this, and in the index.html file, and paste it here. So that's it. So let's see how this looks. Just click on this run icon. This will start the Flask server for you. Just open this. I think we don't have the better UI for it. So just go to the ChatGPT now. Let me go to the ChatGPT, and I'm gonna style this HTML file. So give the bootstrap HTML style to this index.html file. So give the bootstrap HTML that has the startup level design. So just copy and paste this updated index.html code, and out. This will apply the UI for it. So while that is generating, let's see if the functionalities are working properly. So I'm gonna upload the resume here. Consider the resume has been successfully uploaded, and you can give a job description here. So let me go to the ChatGPT, and I'm gonna copy this updated code and go to the index.html file and replace this with the latest one. So just save this and go to the Flask now, and just click on this refresh. You consider now we got the nice UI that you see in the beginning of this video. Just click on choose file and upload your resume now. So this is the resume, and for the job description, I'm gonna give the same job description. You can give anything. I will provide the source code in the description. You can check the out, and if you want to modify it, you can also modify it. So and paste it here and click on analyze resume. So just give it a few minutes. It will take some time to analyze. Consider below that we have the result of the resume. So since it is in the Markdown format, you can also format it using the Markdown editor. So yeah, this is for this video, and we will continue in the next one. So I will provide the link of this GitHub repository in the description. You can check that out. If you want to modify it, you can feel to modify it. So this is for this video, and I will in the next one. In this video, let us see how to perform this image enhancement operation using the machine learning model called the ESRGN, which is a image restoration model. It can give you the original image from a compressed image. Here on the right hand side, you can see how blurry the image was. And on the right hand side, after we give the image to the machine learning model, you can see how clarified that image becomes, how enhancement the image has become. So let me zoom it on the blurry image on the right hand side. You can see the difference between the both the images, right? So let me zoom it on the blurry image. When I zoom on the blurry image, so let me zoom this image. You can see the pixels are breaking. So let's try to zoom it on the clarified image. You can see that the pixels are not breaking that much on this enhanced image. So let us see how to perform this image enhancer operation using this machine learning model called the ESRGN. So let's get started. For this, we're going to use this repository provided by the Zinto. I will provide the link of this GitHub repository in the description. You can check that out. You can see the Shisha researcher at the Tansen Arc Labs, which is a applied research center. She owns all the content. We don't owe anything. So if we just gonna use this repository to train the machine learning model and enhance the image. So if you scroll down, they give you the detailed explanation on how to run this image. If you scroll down, first they provide you the samples here. You can see on the sample image input, you can see this blurry image has been converted to this enhanced image. And on the right hand side, you can see a cat image. You can see that this is the input. The image is blurry, but on the output of the cat image, you can see how enhance how clarity that image becomes. Similarly, you can see all the samples here. The tree has been transforming or enhanced using this model. So they provide all the examples here. So if you scroll down, they give you the procedure for how to run this model. But before that, we need a Google Colab notebook, because to run this machine learning model, we need a powerful GPU. So for that, we're going to use this Google Colab notebook, because Google Colab provides a free GPU for up to 30 minutes or 1 hour. So we're going to use that to perform this image enhancement operation. So let's open up a new tab and type Google. So just type the Google Colab. Click on the first result that says welcome to Colab. So just click on this new notebook here. Now if you go to the GitHub and scroll down, you can see this how we can run this operation. Here are another example of how we can enhance this image. Here you can see they give you the detailed explanation of how we can run this machine learning model. First, we need to clone this repository. So let me copy this repository here. So for that, just go to the notebook and click on this files icon here, so that you can connect it to a virtualized server. You can see that it says connecting. So just give a few minutes. Once it is connected, we can see that we get a folder called the sample data. So this is the files folder where we can work now. So just go to the GitHub and copy the repository link now. So let me copy this repository link. So let me paste the Ctrl+C and paste that here. And before the command, just type the exclamation mark. Here you can see exclamation git clone. So provide the exclamation mark before the git clone. So now click on this one icon here, or the play icon. You can see that it's cloning into the ESRGAN folder. Now when you click on the refresh button here, you can see we get a new folder, ESRGAN. When you expand the folders, we can see we got all the folders. This is the low resolution figures, models, results. When you expand the LR folder, you can see that this is where we place the low resolution images. The model will collect the low resolution images from this LR folder. And if you expand the models, so I have also cloned this repository locally. So let me show you the sample. Let me open up the folder. If you go to the LR folder here, you can see this is the low resolution images. Here you can see the resolution size and the image quality are low. You can see the clarity of this photo. When I zoom in, you can see that the pixels are breaking. So let me close this. Let's also open the second image now. Here you can see the image sizes are small, and if you zoom that out, you can see that the pixel size are breaking. You can see how blurry that image was. So let's try to enhance this image using this machine learning model and see the output now. So let me close this and go to the second step. That is, so let's create a new code now. So let me click on here and click on new code. Here you can see now we got a new shell. Just go to the GitHub and copy the second command, that is to cd into the ESRGAN folder. So let me type the command cd ESRGAN folder. So this is the folder that we have git clone into. So we're gonna use this cd command to jump into that folder to make that folder as a current working directory. Now click on this plus icon. Here you can see now we are in the ESRGAN folder. The second step is to install the models. So when you open up so let's close this. When you open up the models folder, you can see that currently we don't have any models. We need the models. So let me also show this in the local repository that I have cloned now. If you go to the folder here in the model section, here in the model section, you can see that we don't have any models. We have to download that model and place that model here. For that, if you go to the GitHub and below that, you can see that they provide a Google Drive link here. Here you can see they give a detailed instruction. Place your raw resolution images in the LR folder. So that is the blurry images in the LR folder. We have to paste that blurry images in the LR folder. And we will have to download the pre-trained models from this Google Drive link here. So click on this Google Drive to download the model. So let's back and open this in the new tab now. So let me open this in the new tab. So let's also change the view type to list now. So the model that we're gonna use one is the RRDP ESRG, and this is the model that we're gonna use now. So let's click on this icon and click on download. This will download this model for us. So if you go to the downloads here, you can see the downloads begins. So let's try to upload this to the Google Colab. So when you click on the models folder and click on this tray icon, you can see an option called upload. Click on that. We're gonna upload a machine learning models to this models folder. So click on upload and select the machine learning model that we have downloaded now. So let's search for it now. So RRDP. So this is the model that we have downloaded now. So let's open now. So just press OK. Here you can see now the model has been successfully uploaded to this models folder. In the models folder, we have successfully uploaded the pre-trained model. So this is the model that we're gonna use. With the help of this model, we can able to enhance the image quality. Now we have done with this step. You can see that we have the model now. So the next step is to install these dependencies that we need for this project. Here you can see we need the PyTorch. For that, just go to the Google Colab and type the following commands. Before we type that, we need to change the runtime of this. Just click on runtime and select on change runtime type. We'll have to change this to GPU because we need the GPU to run the machine learning operation faster. Now you can see it will reconnect it now. So we'll have to rerun the code from the beginning. Here you can see. So just click on this git clone operation second time. Now the repository has been cloned successfully. If you refresh the folder, you can see that now we got our ESRGA folder. If we go to the models, we don't have our model because we have refreshed it. So we'll have to upload a second time. Just click on this three icon and select the upload and select your machine learning model. So this is our model. So let me upload this one more time. Now the model has been uploaded successfully to this models folder. So let me refresh it. You can see that now we have successfully got the machine learning model, that is the pre-trained model, to this models folder. So let me run the cd command one more time. Now we are currently in the ESRGAN model. And the third step, which is the final step before we run the machine learning model, is the install the necessary dependencies that we need for this model. The first one we need is the torch vision and the torch audio. Make sure you type the exclamation mark before the pick command. So that's it. We need these three libraries first. Here you can see it says requirement already satisfied. And another cool thing about this Google Colab is that you can see that the torch is already installed. Normally, if you want to install torch in any system, you will require at least 3 to 4 GBs of space. But here in the Google Colab, they have already installed this torch. And finally, we need one more library. If you go to the GitHub, you can see that they provided a simple command. Pip install, we need the lumpy and the OpenCV. That's it. So let's copy this and go to the notebook and paste that here. And before, make sure you type the exclamation mark before the pip command. Here you can see this command was also says requirement already satisfied. Now the libraries has been installed successfully. Now we can move higher to run the model. Here you can see we need to place our low resolution images in the LR folder. Currently, there are two folders in the LR folder. The monkey image and the comic photo that we have seen earlier. Sample images now. If we go to the LR, you can see we have this buffoon and the comic image. So this is the comic image. So when I zoom in, you can see that it is blurry. So to run the machine learning model on these low resolution images, we just have to use the one command, that is Python, and the name of the Python file is the test.py. So make sure you type the exclamation mark this for the Python. So exclamation Python test.py. That's it. Run it one more time. Here you can see it starts performing the enhancing. Here you can see now both the images has been processed successfully. The results will be saved in the results folder. If you expand the results, here you can see we got the enhanced images. Let's try to download this image now. So let me download this. When I downloaded, here you can see we got our image now. So let me open this in the file image viewer. Here you can see the clarity of the image. So let's also open the blurry image to give you the difference between the normal image and the enhanced image. You can see the size difference. From the size difference itself, we can see how enhanced the image was. When I zoom at the image, you can see the image becomes blurry or the pixel break starts breaking. But let's look at the enhanced image that we have got with the help of this machine learning model. Thanks to the GitHub repository, you can see the difference by looking at this. There are huge difference here. For the first one is the clarity and the second one is the enhancement. Let's try to download the second image that we have in this low resolution. So let's close this now. So let's also close this. So let's try to download this comic image. So let me try to open this image now. So let's open this enhanced image. Let's also open the blurry image now. So if you zoom on the enhanced image, you can see that the pixels is now breaking. Let's also open up the blurry image. So let me put this side by side so you can see the difference now. Here you can see the difference. You can see the real difference between these two images. Here on the right hand side, you can see how blurry the image was. On the left hand side, you can see how clarity and how enhanced the image becomes. Well, so let's try to zoom it on this. Here you can see how the pixel starts breaking. So let's also zoom it on the enhanced image. You can see the pixels are not breaking that much. So let's try to enhance one of my images now. Here I have a image. So this is a raw resolution image. Let's try to enhance this image now. For that, we need to put this in the LR folder, that is the low resolution folder. So here in the LR folder, we have these two images already. So let's try to delete those images. So let me delete this puffin image and also delete the comic image and upload our new photo now. So just click on this three icon and click on upload. So let's try to upload the new image that we want to enhance. Now the image has been uploaded successfully. If you expand the LR folder, you can see this is the image that we have uploaded now. So let's try to run the Python command one more time. Python. So make sure you include the exclamation mark Python test.py. Here you can see now the image has been enhanced successfully. The image will be saved successfully in the results folder. Here you can see we have the folder, image now. Let's try to download the. So let me open up the enhanced image as well as the blurry image to show you the difference. Here you can see this is the enhanced image. I think this image is fine for me. So let's try to open up the blurry image. You can see this is the blurry image. You can see the size difference of this. The size difference is huge, right? But when I zoom it on this, the pixel starts breaking. So let's try to zoom it on it. Here you can see the pixel. For me, for this custom image, the size difference is different, which is a huge benefit for low resolution images to a high resolution image. This is how you enhance a blurry image using this machine learning model called ESRGAN. So this is for this video and I will continue in the next one. In this video, we're gonna see how to convert a YouTube video into a blog post using Python, and we are not gonna use any paid tools or any paid API. And there are lots of AI websites available out there in online that converts a YouTube video into a blog post, but all of them will either ask you to upgrade a premium version or will give you only the free credits. But here we're gonna create our own Python project that converts our YouTube video into a blog post. We are not gonna use any paid tool or anything. We're gonna create it from the scratch. So let me show you the demo of what we're gonna do here. You can see that I have picked this YouTube video and I have converted the YouTube video into this blog post. You can see that the blog post contains the header, title, and it also contains the coding part that I have listed in the video. Anything that you talk in the video, it will be automatically converted into that blog post also in the nicely format. So let's get started. As I mentioned, I'm gonna pick this video. Here you can see. Let me click on this three icon and click on share to get this URL. Let me copy the URL. Before that, if you open up the new tab and type YouTube to blog post AI, consider there are lots of websites available as I tell earlier considered, but here we're gonna create our own YouTube to blog post AI using Python. So let me close this, cut this and paste this into our working directory. Now we got the audio right. We need to generate the transcription from this audio, that is the subtitles from this audio. Using the subtitle only we can get the blog post. So let me paste it here. Before that, Let's also rename this. So audio.mp3. So that's it. Now we got the audio right. We need to generate the transcription, or in simple terms, the subtitles. To generate the subtitles from the audio, we have a library called the Whisper library. You have to install it. Let me open up the terminal and clear the screen. So pip install OpenAI Whisper. So using the Whisper model, we can generate the or subtitle for any audio that you have. So you can see that it starts downloading the library for us. Just give you a few minutes. Now the OpenAI Whisper model has been downloaded successfully. Let me clear the screen and minimize that now. Let me minimize this and let's start import that now. Import Whisper model, and I'm gonna create a function now that will take the audio path as a parameter. So def generate subtitle audio path, and we're gonna select the model now. Model equal to Whisper dot load model. So there are many models available out there in Whisper. That is small, large, medium. If you select the large model, it will take additional time to get the subtitle, but it will be of accurate. Consider that here we're gonna select the base model. You have a small model also, and you also have the medium model, and here we're gonna choose the base model. Now we have the model, right? We can get the results, that is the subtitle, or you can say transcription, anything. So results equal to model dot transcribe, and we're gonna pass the audio path. So let me choose the audio path. So that's it. Now we got the result. We can simply return the result of text. So this should give us the transcription or subtitle in simple terms. Now we got the subtitle. Let me define the audio path now equal. So audio equal to, since the Python file and the audio are located in the same location, I will pass the relative path only. So audio.mp3. Now we got the audio path, right? Let me call the function now. So generate subtitle and let me pass the audio. So that's it. Let me clear the screen now. Let me clear it. And let me save it and let's try to run this now. So when you run this for the first time, it will download the model for you. You can see that it is downloading the base model for us. Here we got the error FFmpeg. So the Whisper model is dependent on the FFmpeg. If you don't have the FFmpeg installed in your system, you have to install it. So if you are using the Windows, you have to install it externally. So just type FFmpeg download for Windows. Just download this. If you are using the Windows, you consider download this. But if you are using the Linux, you can install it using the apt install command. Let me open up the terminal and clear the screen and type sudo apt install ffmpeg. You consider it starts downloading. So let me press Y to download it now. So if you are using the Windows, make sure you refer any online blogs or any video to how to set up the ffmpeg for Windows. But I am using the Linux, so I will install it using the apt commands. Now the ffmpeg library has been successfully installed. You consider process integrals. Let me go to the VS Code. You consider now the ffmpeg has been installed successfully. Let me clear the screen and let's try to run this one more time now. This time it should work. It should give us the transcription text. You consider we get a warning FF16 is not supported on CPU. So since we are using the CPU, the FF16 is not supported. Using FF32, we don't interested in any of these. So let me stop this because we are not printing anything. Let me print the result directly to the console now. Let me enclose this with the print statement. So let me stop this and let's try to run this one more time because earlier we are not printing anything to the screen. So let me run this. This time when the result gets greater, it should print the result to the console. So while that is generating, we need to pass the subtitle to the Gemini API because the Gemini API will give us the result in a markdown format. Once we got the result in a markdown format, we can convert it into a blog post. So to do that, we need the API key. Let me go to the browser and in the search bar, just type aistudio.google.com. Just head over to this website and click on get API key. So create API key now. And let's select your API key, in this case Gemini API. I already have 3 API keys, so I will skip this. You consider I already have 3 API keys. So let me go to the Visual Studio Code now. You consider now the result has been successfully generated. You consider this is the transcription for the audio that we have. You consider In this video, we're gonna see how to convert the image to a Ghibli style image. This is what we have in the YouTube video also. This is the transcription for the audio that we have paused now. So now the transcription has been generated, we have to pass this transcription to the Gemini API to get the markdown format. Once we got the markdown format, we can easily convert this into a blog post. So let me create a new Python file now. Generate blog.py. This is a new Python file. Let me drag and drop this down, and API key equal to, let me paste the API key that I have copied. Now we got the API key, we can interact with the Gemini API. To do that, we need a library called the Google Generative AI. We have to install it. So open your terminal. So let me clear the screen and type pip install Google Generative AI. So using this Google Generative AI, we can interact with the Gemini through the API. So consider requirement already satisfied. So let's import the library that we have installed now. Import Google.generative AI as Gen AI. Now we got the Gen AI, right? We can define our client. So client equal to genai.configure. So inside this configure, pass your API key. So API key equal to, this will be our API key. Now we got the client, right? So we have to define some configuration, that is the temperature equal to 1, top up equal to 0.95. I will provide the source code in the description. You can check that out. We need this generation config. Then we have to define the model. So model equal to genai dot generation config. So inside this generation config, we have to select the model name. In this case, we're gonna use the Gemini 2.0 Flash. So if you want to use other models, you can use as well. So but here we're gonna use the Gemini 2.0 Flash model, and for the configuration, we're gonna use the same configuration that we have defined above. So generation config equal to, this will be our generation config. So equal to, this will be our generation config. Now we got the model, right? We can get the response. So response equal to, I think we can include this within a function so that we can pass the subtitle to this function. So let me include this within a function now. So I'm gonna create a function like def response. This will take the subtitle. So this will take the subtitle, or we can say transcribe. So this will take the transcribe from the whisper model that we have generated now, and let's also indent this. So we will get the transcript from this main.py file. Here you can see in the terminal we have the result, right? We're gonna pass this result to this response function. So in the response function, we're gonna pass the result to the Gemini, and from the Gemini we're gonna get the markdown format. So before that, let's pass the prompt now. So prompt equal to, so this is the prompt that we're gonna use. I'm gonna use the f string. Inside the f string, let me copy and paste the prompt. Consider this is our prompt. Please convert this transcribe into a clean, well structured markdown format, and I have followed the rules. And inside this, we're gonna pass the transcribe. Here is the transcribe, and we're gonna use the transcribe that we got from the whisper model. And finally, response equal to model dot generate content, and we're gonna simply pass the prompt. That's it. Now we got the response, right? We can simply return the response dot text. So yeah, this is the code to interact with the Gemini model. So let me clear this. We don't need the client anymore. We can simply configure it only. So in the main.py file, we can import the function now. From the generate blog, we're gonna import the response. So from this file, you consider generate blog file, and we're gonna import this response function. So let's do that now. Import response. That's it. Now we got the response function now. So let me clear this print function. Let's store the result to a variable. In the terminal, you can see we have a result for the audio, that is the subtitle. We're gonna pass the subtitle to the Gemini. This is what we are doing here. The Gemini in return will give us the markdown format. Once we got the markdown format, we can easily convert this to a blog post. So subtitle equal to generate subtitle, and the subtitle now will store the result. So markdown equal to, we're gonna pass this to the response now. So inside the response, we're gonna pass the subtitle. Now we got the markdown, right? We can simply save the markdown as MD file. That is the extension for markdown. So with open, just give a name for your output. So the open function will create the file if the file is not exist. So blog markdown.md. So md is the extension for the markdown, and we're gonna open it as a write mode. Now we got the file right. So f.write, and we can simply write the markdown that we got from the Gemini. So that's it. So these are the 15 lines that we need to create a YouTube 20 blog post. Let's try to clear the screen and let me run this now. Just give you a few minutes, but we get a error like unexpected keyword model. Let me fix that now. Let's go to the generate blog function. Actually, this is not a generation config. This is a generative model function. Let me fix that now. So model equal to gen AI dot generative model. This is not generation config. So I have misspelled that. That's why we got the error. Let me clear the screen and let's try to run this one more time to see if we got any errors more. So we got another error like keyword not found. So let's try to fix this now. So this will be model name, not simply model. So let's rename this to model name. Now I have fixed everything. This time it should work. So yeah, let's try to save this and let's try to run this one more time. You consider now we got the warnings. This is the same warning that we had earlier. So we can safely ignore that. We have the audio file. You consider audio.mp3. So the Gemini will pause the response now. Wait for it. So we're gonna store the response in a markdown format. You consider now we got the markdown format blog markdown.md. You consider this is the markdown code that we got for the YouTube video. So let me copy all of these. I'm going to use the online markdown compiler. So let me copy all of these. So using this markdown, so we can easily convert it into a blog post. Let me show you how to do that now. So just open a new tab and type online markdown compiler. So just open this compiler, online markdown editor. So let's paste this now. So just remove this first line. We don't need the first line anymore. And when you remove it, you consider now we got the blog post in a nicely formatted. Consider converting images to Ghibli style using Python and Gemini API. And we also got the step-by-step procedure that I mentioned in the video. First, we need to get the API key, and then we have to set up the project, and then we have to copy and paste the API key on installing required dependencies to consider. And we also got the code from the video also. Isn't that amazing? We got the code as well as. So if you want to see the HTML of this, you can just click on this icon. You can see this is the HTML code for the markdown. You can simply copy and paste and publish in your website. So let me copy all of this. Let me create a HTML file now, blog.html, and let's paste the code here now. So that's it. Now we got the HTML file, right? Let me open the file in the file explorer to open it in the browser. Here you can see we have the blog.html. Let me open that up. Oh yeah. So yeah, this is it. We have converted the video into a blog post, but the blog post doesn't contain any styling that we see in the markdown format. Consider it is not containing any styling that we see in this markdown editor. Here in the markdown editor, you consider we have the nice styling. I have opened the another markdown editor. Not only you can use the same markdown website that I mentioned, you can use any markdown website, you will get the same result. And in the code, save the Python code. We do not get the styling that we see in the markdown editor earlier. Let me show you how to fix this now. Just go to the previous website that I mentioned. I have opened the another website to show you the like preview of this. So let me go to the website that I used earlier to see how to download the styled HTML. Let me show you how to do that. Let me open the previous website, and you can see that in the top you can see an option called export that. And if you want to save this to the Google Drive, you can also click on save to Google Drive. You have many options. You can save this to GitHub. You can save this to Dropbox. So but we are not interested in that. We are interested in downloading the styled HTML. Click on that. You consider we got the HTML. Now the HTML page is in the styled format. You consider now we got the styled format. Converting images to Ghibli style using Python and Gemini API. You consider now the code has been highlighted. How you highlight in the code editor, you consider getting the API key, and we also got the box for the code. Consider, and the code is highlighted. Isn't this amazing? This is how you convert a video into a blog post using Python. We are not using any paid tools. If you want to download this as a PDF, you can also do that, and in the markdown format also you can do that. So let me preview this. If you want to preview this, you can click on style HTML, you can see that. So we don't interested in that. If you want to download this as a PDF, you can also do that. Export as PDF. Now we got the YouTube video as a PDF now. You can see that isn't this amazing? You can easily share this to anyone. So yeah, this is how you convert a YouTube video into a blog post using Python without using any paid tools. So this is for this video, and I will continue in the next one. Video we're gonna say how to auto generate YouTube timestamp using Python. Now you don't have to manually watch the entire video and write down the key moments. We can use this AI tool to get the important timestamps for the entire YouTube video by using this single AI tool. So we're gonna build this YouTube video timestamp generator from scratch. But first, let me show you the quick demo so that you can understand what we're gonna build in this video. You consider this is the website that we're gonna use to get the YouTube timestamp. Here, what we have to do is we have to provide a URL. Using that URL, it will generate the timestamp automatically. So make sure you try this on your own video. To get the YouTube video URL, I have opened my YouTube channel here. So let me go to the videos, and I'm gonna select the video now. So once you have identified the video, just click on share button. I'm gonna click on share button and copy the URL now. So let me copy this URL and go to the AI tool and paste the URL here and click on generate timestamp for you. You can see that it will automatically analyze the entire video and give you the what are the important moments present in the video. You can see that it give us the timestamp now. And if you don't want this version, then what we can do is we can generate another version also. Just paste the YouTube video again and click on generate timestamp. You can see that it will give you the different timestamp based on the video. Consider now we got different version. You consider this version shows us the video better. So let us see how to create this AI tool from scratch. Let's get started. Let's create a project folder now in the desktop. So let me click a folder now. The folder name will be timestamp generator, and let me open this folder in the Visual Studio Code. So I'm gonna open this folder in the command prompt, and let's open this in the Visual Studio Code. First, let's install all the required dependencies we need for this project. So we have to install the YouTube transcript API, and we also need to install the Google Generative API. So let's try to install this both now. So I have opened this project folder in the Visual Studio Code. To install the required dependencies, first let's create a Python file main.py. So let's open up a command prompt to install the dependencies. First we need to install the YouTube transcript API. So pip install YouTube transcript API. This will give us the caption from the video along with the start button, that is the timestamps. Then we need the Google Generative AI. So using this we're gonna analyze what are the important moments. And press enter, you can see the requirement already satisfied. And let me minimize this. So once you have installed this, then we can import these libraries into our project now. So let me close this and let's import the libraries that we have installed now. So first, from the YouTube transcript API, we're going to import the YouTube transcript API. So we're going to import this. And finally, we're going to import the date times because we have to give the date time as hour, minute, and seconds. And finally, we can get a input, that is the video URL from the user, video ID equal to. So I'm going to create a input now. So enter the video URL. But first, you're going to get the video ID. And once we got the video ID, then we can get the captions from the video. To do that, that's why we have imported the YouTube transcript API. So captions equal to, so get captions. So we're going to create this function in a minute. So to this function, we're going to pass the video ID. So let's try to create this function now. Def get captions. This will take the video ID, and inside this function what we have to do is we have to call this YouTube transcript API. The YouTube transcript API will give us the caption from the video. Either it can be uploaded transcript or it can be manually auto generated transcript. So transcript equal to, that is the subtitles, YouTube transcript API. Inside this we have to pass the video ID, that is YouTube transcript API dot get transcript. So video ID equal to, this will be our video ID. I think this is not captions, this is video ID. Let me fix this to video ID. Now we got the transcript, right? We can simply print the transcript now. So let's try to call this function now. So instead of printing in the function, what we can do is we can simply return the transcript and we can print it outside the function. So print, I'm going to call the function now. So let's try to run this to see what we got. Here we have to provide the video ID. So just open up your browser and let me go to my YouTube studio now to fetch the video ID. So this technique is same for the all videos. So what we have to do is just click on this share button or just click on the video. Just play this video and in the top you can
In
see the
this
option
video, let
called
us see how to get
question
this
mark
free
v equal to. So you have to copy all the text from the question mark v equal to. So just copy these. This is our video ID and paste it here and press enter. This will give us the transcript from the video. Consider now we got the transcripts. So this is the subtitle that is auto generated from this video. So let me scroll up. You consider in this transcript what we have is we have the text and we also have the considered in this video. Let us see how thick it is, and this is the start, and we also have the duration, and this is another text. So it will give us the text as well as the duration as well. Now we got the transcript right down. What we can do is we can identify the important moments because it is huge, right? So we have to somehow identify the important moments only. So first we're gonna return this as a formal way because now it is giving us the randomly type, right? Consider it give us the text start duration. So we're gonna format this now. So instead of returning the transcript itself, I'm gonna format it now so that it will look nicely. So first what we can do is we can look through the transcript now. So for entry in transcript, then we're gonna get the individual entries from the transcript. So I'm gonna use a list comprehension here. From the entry, what we can do is we can format this. So first we're gonna select the start time, that is the format. So we're gonna create this function in a minute because it will give us the seconds we have to format this. So we're gonna pass the entry key to this format time function. You consider here we have the start time and it is in seconds. We have to convert this to hour, minute and seconds. So that's why we're gonna pass this start key to this format time. So now we got the start time, right? We also have to provide the text for that as well. So for this, just select the entry and inside this entry, we're gonna select the text. You can see that in the output also we also have the text, and we gonna replace this. If there is any new line, we're gonna replace it now. So if there is /n, that is if there is any new line present, then we can simply replace this with hyphen space. So that's it. So let's try to create this function now. So the format time, because it is in seconds, we have to convert this to hour, minutes and seconds. So that's why we're gonna create this format time. So this will take the seconds, and once we got the seconds, we have to convert this to, so return str of, we're gonna use the date time now. So date time dot time delta. So inside is we're gonna pass the seconds equal to integer of seconds. So that's it. So we can also leave a command so that you can understand it better. So we have to convert seconds into the following form, that is the hour, minute and seconds. And that's it. Now when we try to run this, we can get the output in a nice format. So let's enter the video ID now. So this is our video ID and let's press enter. You can see that now we got the output in a nice format. We have the timestamp, along with the timestamp we have the text. You consider. So this is our start time, and for this time in this video let us see how to get this. And for the second one, free VPS without any credit card. You get the idea, right? So from this we have to extract the important moment. So let me clear the screen. To get the important moment, we're gonna use the Gemini API now. So instead of printing the captions, what we can do is we can create another file that will handle the evaluating the timestamps. So important moments equal to, and that is the important timestamp equal to, we're gonna create a function now. So instead of creating that function in this file, we're gonna create the function in a separate file. But first let's create the function evaluate timestamp, and inside this we're gonna pass the captions. So let's try to create this function now. So I'm gonna create a new file. Inside this file I'm gonna create that function so that we can easily understand what is going on. So Gemini caption is our new file. So from this file what we can do is we can import the Google Generative AI. So import Google.generative AI as Gen AI, and we also need the JSON as well. So let's try to define the API now. So Gen AI.configure Here API key, we have to provide the API key here now. So to get the API key, just head over to the browser and head over to this website aastudio.google.com. So once you go to this website, you can see an option called get API key. Just click on that get API key and click on create API key now. And select your project, in this case Gemini API, and click on create API key. I have already generated the API key, you can see that, and I have noted this in my notepad. So let me copy this API key now. I have already generated this one, so make sure you generate a new one for you and paste the API key here. Now we have configured the Gen AI, then we have to configure the models as well. Model temperature, what are the things that we need. So generation config, we have to configure our model. So generation config equal to, first we have to set up the temperature. So make sure you type as am. So temperature as 1. Then we have to provide the top P. So make sure you type it as 0.96 or 95, and top K, and this is 40, and finally max output. So maximum output tokens. So the maximum output token that we can generate in a single response is 8192, and finally response type. The response type that in this video we're gonna expert is the application of JSON. We're gonna need the JSON form. So application of JSON. So that's it. So this is our configuration. Then finally what we can do is we can define the model. So there are many models available. So we have to choose a model. So model equal to GenAI dot generative model. So inside this we have to provide the model name. So model equal to, here we need to pass the model name. So if you go to the AI Studio again now, so let me go to the aistudio.google.com. You can see that when you go to this website, there are lots of models available. Gemini 2.5 Pro, Gemini 2.5 Plus model. There are lots of model available. The model that we're going to use in this video is the free one, that is the Gemini 2.0 Flash model. So this is the most popular Gemini model, and generation config equal to, this is our generation config that we have typed above. So that's it. Now we got the model right. Now we can simply generate the response. Here we have created this evaluate timestamp function. So let's try to create that function, and inside this function we're gonna generate the response, and we are passing the captions. So we're gonna expect the captions as well, and we can first generate the prompt now. So we can give you a prompt. So I have already noted a prompt in my notebook. You can see that I will provide the full code in this description. You can check that out. So let me copy and paste the prompt here. Basically, I have given the prompt like this. So you are given a UT transcript with timestamps, and your task is to extract the important timestamps. Consider this the times a task that I have assigned to this. This is our prompt, and I also give here a few suggestions like include a timestamp in hour, minute, and seconds format, and do not return a JSON list. And we also pass the caption to the prompt along with it. So now we got the prompt right, we can generate the response. So response equal to model dot generate content, and inside it just pass the prompt, and finally we can return the response back to our original file. So return response dot text. So let's try to import this evaluate timestamp function now. So from the generate Gemini captions, we're going to import the evaluate timestamp function. Here in this file we have this evaluate timestamp function, so we're gonna import this function in main.py file. Now we got the evaluate timestamp function. So that's it. Now we got the important timestamps. We can simply print out the important timestamps. So let's try to run this to see if we got any error or we got the output successfully. So we got the unintended error. So let me indent this. Actually, there is no space here. So let me remove the space and save this now. And let me clear the screen and let's try to run this one more time. You consider it is asking us the video ID. Let me pause the video ID here. So this is our video ID, and press enter. So just give you a few minutes. It is passing the entire timestamp to the Gemini API. Consider now we got the output, and you consider now it gave us the important moments from the video only. it gave us the intro on what are the important moments from the video. But the problem here is that it is inside the list and it is also inside a string format. So we have to remove that. And before that, we can also print a messages like, so getting the transcript, and we also print a message like, so after this, we can also print a message like getting the important moments. Gemini is fetching the important moments so that you can understand what is going on behind the scenes. So let's try to fix this now. To fix this, I have already made this code. So let me go to the github.com because we have to copy and paste a function now. So let me go to my repositories and let me click on here. And so this is the website version of the project. If you go to the master branch, so let me go to the main file. Here you can see this is the function that we're gonna use to remove the list as well as the string. So let me copy and paste the function here. So that's it. Basically what this function does is it removes the list as well as the strings. So let's use the loop to individually remove the list as well as the string now. So let's try to loop through it. Consider it removes the open bracket as well as the close bracket. And if there is any quotes, it will also remove that. So remove quotes and strip each line. So this is what the function is doing. So for aligning important moments, and we're gonna pass the important timestamp to the function, that is the, so we're gonna pass the important timestamp to this clean line strip. So clean list output and important moments. Now we can simply print the individual line. So that's it. Let's try to save this and let me rerun this file now. And let's enter the video ID here. The video ID is, this is the video ID, and press enter. Now it will give us the important moments with timestamp as well as the text in nice format. You can see that now we got the output in nice format without the list as well as the string. You can see that this is the timestamp that we got. So you can copy and paste the important timestamps according to you. So in this video, I have generated the backend as well. You consider you can copy and paste it to this YouTube description so the user can interact with your video better. So if you want the UI version of this, then what we can do is just head over to the main branch now. So this is the backend version. If you go to the main branch, so this is the front end version of it. This is the version that you have seen in earlier part of the video. So if you want a UI part of this, just clone the repository and install it now. So let me show you how to do that. So I have already cloned the repository here. So let me open up the file in command prompt and just run the main file, that is python app.py file, and let me open this. You consider now we got the front end as well, and just copy and paste the URL here now. So let me paste the URL. Actually, let me go to my channel to copy the URL. So for this video, I'm gonna copy the viewer.
In this video, let us see
URL.
how to get this.
The difference between this front end and the back end is that in the back end we have seen how to pass the video ID only, but here you can pass the entire URL. The backend will automatically extract the video ID from this itself. So you don't have to manually type the video ID only. You consider it is generating the timestamp for us. Now we got the output. So that's it. So if you like this project, so make sure you leave the star to our GitHub repository and subscribe to this channel. So I will provide the link of this project in the description. You can check that out.
In this video, let us see how to translate a video to another language using Python. There are many AI tools available there in the internet, but all of them will require to either ask you to upgrade to a premium account or will only give you the trial version. But with the help of this Python tutorial, you can build your own video translator software without paying anything. So let's get started. So this is the video that we're gonna translate to another language. Let me play the video. Export the highlights from the PDF. Instead of using the third-party websites or any Adobe Acrobat product where the third-party websites will require you to sign in or sign up, or it will display the annoying ads. Before we proceed ahead, open the Google Drive. I will provide the link of this Google Colab in the description. You can check that out. Open the Google Colab. So we're gonna upload the video file to this Google Drive here. Click on File, New Folder. Give a name for your folder. Video Translator. Click on Create. Now we have created the folder, right? Let's upload our file to this folder. So let me open the folder and click on new and select the file upload. Let me choose the video file that I wanna translate to. This is the video. Let me open it. It will take some time for the upload. Just give you a few minutes. As you can see, the video has been uploaded successfully. Now we can proceed ahead. Open the Google Colab. Before you proceed ahead, make sure you save your copy in Drive so that you can edit it. So click on this file icon at the left corner and click on Mount Drive. This will mount the drive into the Google Colab so that we can access the video from this Google Colab itself. This will take some time. As you can see, now the drive has been mounted. Let me open the drive and select my drive and select the folder that you have created. In this case, the folder is video translator. Let me search for the folder. Here it is, video translator. Let me open that. Here in that we have the video file. Let me copy the path. This is the video file that we have uploaded. So before we proceed ahead, we need to install these dependencies. Click on this play icon to install those. So I have a small error. Let me fix that too. Now run this icon. As you can see, all the dependencies has been installed successfully. Let me scroll down. So this is the part where we have to provide our video link here. Let me clear this. We need to provide our video part. Let's open the file and click on the video and copy the part. Right click on this video and copy the part and paste that part here. This is our video part that we have uploaded. Let me minimize that and click on this play icon. Now next step is to extract the audio from the video. With the help of this embed, we will extract the audio from the video. Let me change the video name to PDF extracted audio. So let's run this file now. So we have made an error. We need to prefix the folder path. So I have added the folder path here. After that, provide your audio name. Now when you run this, it will create a new file called the PDF extracted. The next step will be to generate the subtitle for the audio. For this, we're gonna use the Whisper model. There are many Whisper models available out there. The one we're gonna use is the small model. You can use many models available out there, large and medium. So this will take some time, just give you a few minutes. It will generate the subtitle. You can see that it successfully detected the audio is in the English language. But the problem with using the large model is that extra amount of time. That's why I have chosen the small model. As you can see, the subtitle for the video has been generated successfully. This is the subtitle for the video that we have uploaded. Next, we're gonna save this subtitle to a subtitle file. For that, let me change this part. Let me clear that. Copy the folder path and paste it here. This is our folder path. And after that, provide a name for your subtitle file. In this case, I'm going to type PDF extracted English. So let's click on this run icon to generate the subtitle file. So we get the error. So we have to run this function before. Let me run this format time function. You consider the format time is not defined, so we have to run this function first. As I see, it's executed successfully. Now let me run that function. So click on this play icon. Now when you refresh the video translator folder, you can see. So let me maximize this. The subtitle has been generated, PDF extracted English. This is our subtitle file. The next step will be to translate the subtitle. For that, we're gonna use the subtitle and the translator model. First, we're gonna translate this subtitle file. Then we're gonna generate the audio for that. So we need to give the original subtitle file here, that is the English subtitle file. For that, let me copy the subtitle that we have generated now. Copy the path and paste that here. Next, we need to give the subtitle name for the translator file. For that, let me copy the folder path and paste that folder path here. Give a name for your translator subtitle file. In this case, PDF extractor Tamil.srt. Here in the tool language, we need to select the language that we want to translate our video to. In this case, I'm going to change the video to Tamil. That's why I have used the language code TA. If you want to translate this language to any other language, you have to choose the code here. If you are using Hindi, the code is HI. I'm going to translate the video to Tamil. That's why I've used the TA. So let's run this function to generate this translator subtitle. As you can see, the function executed successfully. Let me refresh the video translator folder. As you can see, the translator subtitle file has been generated successfully. Using this file, we're gonna generate the audio for it. If you want to see the translator file, let's click on download. Let me open that file and give you the glimpse of how the translator file will look like. You can see that the subtitle has been translated to Tamil with the timestamp. Let's close this. So let's generate the audio for the subtitle file. Let me minimize this. Here we need to provide the path of the translated subtitle. Let me clear this. To translate the subtitle to audio, we're gonna use the PyDub. So before that, let's provide the translated subtitle file path. Let me paste that here and also change the lang parameter here to Tamil. Currently, I have set it to Urdu. Let's change that to Tamil and give you a name for your output name. For that, let me copy the video translator. Let me copy that path and paste that here. Give you a name for your output file. PDF translator. Let me see the file extensions. So we have to save that file in Vim. PDF extractor tamil.wave. This will generate a audio using the subtitle in Tamil language. Let's click on this run button. So as you can see that the Tamil audio has been generated successfully. Finally, let's scroll down. You can see this is our Tamil audio here. Finally, we will combine the original video with the translated audio that we have generated now. Let me clear this path and copy the original video and paste that here. This is our original video that we have uploaded earlier. Let's also clear this. Let me copy the translated audio file path and paste it here. And finally, let's change this to this is our output file, the final output file. For that, give the video translator path and paste that here and give me a output name for the final output. This is our last output. It will contain the translated audio with the video. The output name will be PDF output tamil.mp4. Let me check the extension again. So it is mp4. So PDF output tamil.mp4. Now when you run this file, let me minimize this. When you run this file, it will combine the original video with the translated audio that we have generated now. You can see that it starts the process. To combine this both video and audio, we're gonna use the movie file, especially the video file clip and the audio file clip. You can see that it starts combining the videos. Just give you a few minutes now. As you can see, the video has been created successfully. Let me download the output file. Let's click on download. Let's save that file here. Let me click on save as and I'm gonna save this to desktop. The file name will be the PDF extract output. Let's save that to the desktop. So let's open that file now.
இலிருந்து சிறப்பம்சங்களை
You can see that the video has been translated successfully.
தெர்பதி வலைத்தளங்கள் அல்லது தெர்பதி வலைத்தளங்கள் விரும்பும் எந்த அடோப் அக்ரோபேட் தயாரிப்புகளும் நீங்கள் உள்நுழைய வேண்டும் அல்லது பதிவு செய்ய வேண்டும் அல்லது எரிச்சலூட்டும் விளம்பரங்கள் மற்றும் அடோப் அக்ரோபேட்.
So this is how you translate a video to another language using the Python libraries. You don't have to pay to any third-party AI tools like there are many AI tools available out there, but we're gonna use this Python tutorial to get the free video translator software. So this is for this video, and before I end that, if you find my work helpful, you can find a link in the description where you can buy me a coffee to support me. So if you find this video helpful, free to do that. So this is for this video and I will continue in the next one.
In this video, we're going to see how to detect an object using Python. not a single object but multiple objects, and that too in real time. So to detect the objects in real time, we're going to use the YOLO model. So this is what we're going to do in this video using the YOLO model. We're going to detect the multiple objects in the camera. You consider when I open up the camera, it detects all the things that is present in the camera. Consider it detects me, as well as when I show the bottle, it also detects the bottle. And when I show the mobile phone, you consider when I show the mobile phone, it also detects the mobile phone. You consider it detects the multiple objects, not only me, it detects the mobile phone as well as the bottle. Consider it detects 3 objects here. And not only this, you can detect any objects that is present in the camera. So let's see how to implement this object detection in real time using YOLO model. Let's get started. For this, the library that we're going to use is Ultralytics. So just head over to the GitHub and type Ultralytics YOLO GitHub. If you open this GitHub page here, you consider in this page, if you scroll on Ultralytics are the one who provides the YOLO model. And if you scroll on, you have two options. Either you can build the YOLO model from scratch, or you can take the pre-built model. You consider if you scroll down, you consider this is the code to build the YOLO model from scratch. You can train it based on the Coco dataset, or if you want to get the pre-trained model, you can also download the pre-trained model and detect the objects. You consider if you scroll and consider these are the pre-trained objects, YOLO 11. There are many versions available. The one we are using this video is the YOLO 11. But if you open up the Google and type YOLO versions, you consider, let me open up this image now. Consider the YOLO starts with V1. Now it is at the stage of V11. You consider it gradually evolved from the V1, V2, and now we are in the stage of V11. So we're gonna use the YOLO V11 in this video. So YOLO V11, that is the nano one, small one. There are many models, and it is trained on the Coco dataset. If you open another tab and type Coco dataset, you consider this is the official website for the Coco dataset. And if you want to download the Coco dataset, what you can do is you can just head over to this Kaggle website, and from this Kaggle website you can download the Coco dataset. Or if you want to train the YOLO model from scratch. But in this video, we're gonna build the YOLO pre-trained YOLO model. We are not gonna train it because we don't have the computational power. And if you want to see the what are the labels that the YOLO models right now, just type Coco datasets label. You consider when you open up this page here, let me open up this file, and you consider these are the things that the YOLO model is right now. You can detect the person, bicycle, car, house. It also detects the mobile phone, bottle, lot of stuff. 100 labels you can detect. So, and the model that we're gonna download is the you have the nano option. We have the small model also. We have the medium, large, extra medium. So depending on your computer configuration, select one. I'm gonna choose the nano version here. So let me download this, and I have a project folder in the desktop. Let me put this model into that project folder. Now the model has been downloaded successfully. Then what we can do is let me open up the Visual Studio Code now. You consider in the desktop I have the project folder. Let me open up this project folder in the Visual Studio Code. Let me open this in the VS Code. So now I have the project folder here. You consider here in this folder I have this YOLO model. Let's create a Python file now, and we need to install that is the Ultralytics library. So to install it, just open up your command prompt, and we have to create a virtual environment. So to do that, Python -m -v and press enter. This will create a virtual environment for you. So inside this virtual environment, we're going to install all the libraries. Now the virtual environment has been created. We have to activate it. So .venv inside the scripts, we have to activate it. To consider now the virtual environment has been activated successfully. And to install a library, just go to the GitHub page one more time. And if you scroll up, you have a pip install command. So if you scroll on, let me scroll on. You consider here we have a pip install command. Just copy this and paste it in this terminal here, and it will install the Ultralytics library for you. So once it is installed, then we're good to go. So using this library only, it will provide us the YOLO class. So inside the YOLO class, we have to pass the YOLO model that is the downloader. So this will take some time. So just give you a few minutes. You consider is downloading the task. Now the Ultralytics library has been downloaded successful. The another library that we need is the pip install OpenCV Python, because we need to access the camera, right? So we have to detect all the persons, all the things that is present in the camera. So that's why we need the camera. Now that thing also install. Let's import the libraries that we have installed now. We need the CV2, that is the OpenCV. And if you want to select the virtual environment that you have choose, you consider in the project folder we have a virtual environment, right? So we have to select this virtual environment in the Visual Studio Code. We go to the Visual Studio Code and you consider here we have a Python version. Just click on that. You consider here we have a virtual environment .venv. Select the .env. Now the virtual environment has been selected. And from Ultralytics, what we have to do is we have to import the YOLO class. From Ultralytics, just import the YOLO, and we can define a model. model equal to YOLO. Inside is pass the model name that you have already considered. Here we have your model name, right? Pass YOLO 11n.pt. So this is the model that we have downloaded, right? And we have the model, right? First, what we can do is we can pass the image to detect the objects from those images. Then we're gonna see how to implement the camera from. Let's open up your Google and I'm gonna download an image called the cat and dog image, and let's download a sample image to see if the YOLO model first detect the faces in this image. So let me download this image now. Consider in this image we have two faces, dog face and the cat face. Let's see if the YOLO model can detect this face. So once we have seen this, then we're gonna see how to implement this real time using the OpenCV. And let's go to the Visual Studio Pro. Consider if here we have a image, right? Let's pass this image to the model now. So results equal to model. So inside this model, just pass the image name. The image name is the cat and dog .jpg. Cat and dog .jpg. Now we have the results, right? Then what we can do is we can plot it. We can plot the coordinates, that is the bounding box. So results of 0 dot plot. And let's save this file and click on run now. It will give us the coordinates where the faces are located. So using the coordinates, we can plot it to the image results. So next we're gonna see how to do that. You consider in the result we have the coordinates, that is the dog coordinate as well as the cat image face coordinate. So let's see how to plot this to the image itself so that we can view it visually. Consider here we have a coordinates, right? One cat and one dog. And instead of plot method, just call it show method. This will show the image directly to you. So now run it now. Consider it open up the image automatically and it has successfully plot the boxes for you. Consider it detects the dog as well as the cat. So let us see how to implement this real time using the camera. So whatever is present in the camera, it will detect that. Let's see how to do that. And for this, let's remove these two lanes. We don't need it and we have to define the camera. So using the CV2, we can get the camera. So camera equal to CV2.video capture. So CV2.video capture inside is pass 0. So if you have a default camera, you can pass 0, or if you have another camera, pass 1. So while true, we're gonna continuously get the frame. So while true, we're gonna continuously get the frame from the camera. So camera.read, and we have two values, return value as well as the frame. The return value will tell if the frame is successfully captured or not. So camera.read. So if the return value is not true, that is if the frame is not captured properly, then we can break it. Because we have in the directed the frame, that's why we will break. So but if we have the frame, then what we can do is we can get the results. So result equal to call the model now. So inside the model pass the frame and let's also pass verbose equal to false, because each time it won't show you the information. We have to run the model behind the scenes, right? So we don't want to see any information on the screen. That's why verbose equal to false and we have passed the frame to it. And once we got the results, then what we can do is we can get the coordinates and plot it to the frame, then we can display it. So plot frame equal to results of 0 dot plot. So this time we are using the plot function. Earlier we used the show function to show the image directly. We're gonna use the plot to plot the coordinates, and we're gonna show the frame to the camera now. So CV2 dot image show. So inside is just pass the window name. So give you a name for your window and also pass the plot frame. So this is our frame, that is a plot is. Then once we have the CV2 object, we have to close it, right? Somehow we have to close it, right? That's why if CV2 dot wait key and if the user press Q, then we're gonna end the CV2 camera. So that's why if CV2 dot wait key and if the user press Q, then we're gonna break it. And that's it. This is the code. And finally, what we have to do is we have to release the camera that we taken. So camera dot release, and we'll have to destroy all the windows that we have opened. So CV2 dot destroy all windows. So that's it. This is the code. Only 26 lines of 40-degree objects in real time. So just click on this run button now. I have taken the pre-trained model. That's why we have the few lines of code. If you want to train the model from scratch, you can also do that. In the upcoming videos, I try to upload that video also, how to train the YOLO model from scratch using our custom data set. So if you want to watch that video, feel free to subscribe to this channel so that you will get the notification. You consider you open up the camera and you consider it detects me as a person, and it also gives the probability. It detects me as 90% accuracy, and if I open up the bottle, consider it also detects the bottle. So let me bring the bottle closer. Consider it detects the bottle as well. And if we bring up the cell phone now, you consider it also detects the cell phone. So yeah, consider it detects the multiple objects, not only single object, detects the multiple objects smoothly. So if you are using any other model, it would be laggy or it will give the results delay. But since we are using a YOLO model, YOLO is the fastest model available right now for the object detection. So that's why it is very smooth and it detects the objects, multiple objects real time. So this is for this video and I will continue in the next one. In this video, let us see how to generate the subtitle for a video, and then we're gonna take the subtitle and burn it to the video. Basically, we're gonna attach the subtitle to the video so that when you play the video, the subtitle will be attached to the video. So let me show you this with an example. Here you can see in this video, here we don't have any subtitles, right? But here in this, after we burn the subtitle to the video, you consider in this video, you consider the subtitle is attached to the video. So let me play the clip now. Let's see how to get the Perplexity Pro version for free. Obviously, I'm not using the Elter sim, so don't think that. You consider here the subtitle is attached to this video. Now you don't need the subtitle for it. The subtitle is burned to the video. So let us see how to create this subtitle from the first. We're gonna generate the subtitle from the video, then we're gonna attach the subtitle to the video. So let's go start there. As usual, I'm gonna take this video Perplexity Pro for free. I have already made a video about how to get the Perplexity for free. So if you haven't watched the video, I will provide the link in the description. You can check it out. So we're gonna take this video. Hey, inside this video, we don't have any subtitle file. First, we have to generate a subtitle for this file. Currently, the language that I have used in this sample video is English. It can be anything. It can be Tamil, Hindi, or any language. You can generate the transcription, that is the subtitle for that video. So I'm gonna take this video. So this is the base video that I have taken. So let me play some clips for you. Let's see how to get the Perplexity Pro version for free. Obviously, I'm not using the Elter sim, so don't think that. So let me close that one. So this is the video. So make sure you take a video. So once you have selected the video, then what we can do is just open up your browser and go to the Google Chrome. So if you have the graphics card or if you have at least 16 GB of RAM, you can try it in your Visual Studio Code itself. But if you don't have any one of the resources, then you can simply head over to the Google Chrome. So let me go to the Google Chrome and let me open up this website. So I'm gonna create a new workbook now. So let me select a new workbook. So in this video, what I'm gonna do is I have already created a pre-template Google notebook. So I'm gonna use that one. So if you want to try this out, you can just copy and paste the code that I'm gonna show you, or you can use the template that I have provided. I will provide the link of the template in the description. You can check that out. So let me close this new notebook now. Let me open up the three template that I have created. Consider video transcribe. So this is the template that we're gonna use in this video. So before you proceed ahead, change the runtime to. So let me click on runtime and let me change this to T4 GPU. So make sure you change the runtime to GPU. First, we have to we have to install all the required libraries for this video. So here in this video, we need two libraries, FFmpeg. This library is used to extract the audio from the video. We need the audio to get the subtitles. That is, we need the audio so that we can transcribe the video. So that's why we need this FFmpeg to get the audio. So once we have the audio, right, then we're gonna use the Viscor model to transcribe the video. That is to generate the subtitle from the video. So basically, we need these two libraries. So click on this cell to install those two libraries. So let me play this cell now. So it will take some time to install these two libraries. So once we have done this, or I will pause it here and resume after the libraries has been installed successfully. You consider now the libraries has been installed successfully. Once the libraries has been installed successfully, we can import those. Here we are importing the OS temp file. We are using the temp file library because to store the audio file temporarily, we need temporary location, right? That's why we are using this temp file library. Then we need the path library, we need the FFmpeg as usual to assign the audio from the video, we need the whisper to generate the subtitle for your audio. Then as usual to upload the files, right, from the local storage to this Google Colab, you're gonna use this files library. So let me click on this cell now. Now we have imported these libraries, right? Then what we can do is we have to upload our video from this local storage to our Google Colab. So let me minimize this and just execute this cell now. So you consider when you execute it will ask you to upload a video. Consider upload a video. So just click on choose files now and select the video that you have chosen. Let me upload this video, Perplexity Pro for free. So this will take some time. So if you click on this files icon on the left hand side, the video that you are uploading now, it will be placed over here. It will be placed over here in this file section. So further you need to wait a little bit because you can see that it's uploading 6% computer. So once the video has been uploaded successfully, we can move further. Now the video has been successfully uploaded. You consider the size of this video is 174 megabytes and the duration of this video is in seconds now, 397 seconds. Approximately this video is about 5 to 6 minutes long. So if you click on the files icon on the left hand side, you consider now the video has been placed over here. Now we have uploaded our video to this, right? Here we have the video file that we have uploaded. Next, let me close this one. Next is to extract the audio from this video. So this function will do the job for you. So here we are using the ff-import library. That's where we have imported this earlier ff-import Python library. So we're gonna use this library to get the audio file from the video. So for this we are passing the input as a video path. They are passing the video location. Here you can see we are passing the video location here, and you consider we are passing the video path here, and we also passing the output audio path. So for the output audio path we are using the temp file. There you can see. So let me click on this place. So you consider now the audio has been extracted successfully. The audio has been placed in a temporary file location. So audio that way is our extracted audio from the video, and the audio duration is 397 seconds. This match with our video seconds. We consider both the audio seconds and the video duration are same. So now we have the audio, right? Then we can generate the subtitles for our audios. So this function will do the job for us. Constraint function. Here in this function we are using the whisper model. So here we have imported a library called OpenAI Whisper, right? So we're going to use the library to get the subtitle for our video. So this function will do the job. First we are loading the model. Here for the model you can use any model. There are 3 models available: small, medium and large. So first we're going to select the model now. So for that function to work we need this function as well, time to SRT, because here above we have the video duration or audio duration is in the seconds, right? We have to convert this into the time format, that is the hour, minutes and seconds. So this function will do that for us. So let me click on this cell. Consider this will convert the seconds into hours, minutes and seconds. Currently we have this format. This will change this into this in this format. We need the seconds in this format so that we can place it inside the subtitle file. So just now we have run that function, right? Then we can run this function. You can use any model name, small, medium or large. For the small model the size of the model is very less, but the accuracy is also decreased. If you use the large model it will take more time, but the accuracy will be of good. So I'm gonna stick with the medium model now. So if you want to proceed with the large model also, you can also do that. And the size of the large model will be maybe 2 GB or 3 GB, but it will take more minutes to generate the subtitle files. Let me run this. Here you consider when you run for the first time it will download the model for you. You consider downloading the medium model for us, and the size of this model is 1.5 GBs. So once it is finished, it will transcribe the audio file for us, and we are returning the audio file in the start seconds as well as the end seconds, and we are going to give a text for that what the content is speak in those minutes between those seconds. So this will take some time to transcribe the audio for us. Just give you a few minutes. Consider now we have the subtitle file ready. Consider first view preview now, first segments preview. From this 0 second to the up to 3rd second, here I have speak in this video. Let us see how to get the Perplexity version for free. So let me play the video to see if it is accurate or not. So let me play the video now. So let us see how to get the Perplexity Pro version for free. Obviously I'm not using the consider I have spoken the same words in this video. Let us see how to get the Perplexity version for free. And the transcript model has successfully extracted 2 subtitles accurately. So obviously I'm not going to, so blah blah blah, it has successfully extracted the subtitle for us, right? Then we have to save this to a subtitle SRT file. So this function will do that for now. Just click on this cell now. Consider Here now we have the content in the form of subtitle. This is how your subtitle will look like. Now we have the subtitle file, right? Then we can simply burn the subtitle to the video. So consider if you click on the files icon, actually it is saved in the temporary file location, I think. So let's leave that now. You consider actually we are storing the subtitle in the temporary file location. So we're gonna skip that. So let's burn the subtitle to the video now. So this function will do that. The most important thing is the font size of the subtitle. So by default it is set to 28. If you want to decrease this, you can do that. So let me change the font size to something smaller, 14 or 18. So I'm gonna stick to 14 now. So we are burning the subtitle to the video. So inside this function we are passing the video subtitle and the output file name and font size. Here we are passing video subtitle output file name and the font size as usual 14. And this is the output file name. If you want to change this, you can change that as well. So just click on the runs button now. So we consider burning the subtitle to the file. It will take some time to burn the subtitles to the video file. So just give you a few minutes. You consider now the video file has been successfully generated. So if you click on the files icon on the left hand side, you consider output exists. So let me click on the refresh button. Let me click refresh multiple times. Here you can see now we have the output file here. So let me download this output file now. So the output file will be with the subtitles. So let me download this video now. Consider now the subtitle has been successfully burned to the video. You consider the subtitle is permanently attached to the video, so you don't have to rely on the separate subtitle file using the Airtel SIM. So don't think that we have to have a Airtel SIM to get this Perplexity for Pro. I'm gonna show you another way that you can get this Perplexity for free. Here you can see I'm using the Perplexity Pro version, right? And I'm getting this Perplexity Pro for 2 years. So I'm gonna show you a simple method that you can get this for 2 years. And here, so this is how you permanently burn a subtitle to a video file using Python. So this is for this video and I will continue in the next one.